rate,
review,
subscribe.
Hold up.
My name is Dave. This is Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I'm with him, right?
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphrey's hard fouls. Kevin Garnett pushes them straight into the third row. Let's go. My name is Dave. This is Joe. Let's go.
This is the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S.N Show.
Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
We have tons of nothing left in the tank. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dave from the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S.N Show. I'm accompanied by my two fellow nerds here, Aaron and Joe. How are you two guys doing today?
Good.
Good.
What's up?
I remembered to ask.
Yeah, no, I was going to remind you, but, you know.
I remembered to give a
last
shit.
Last time I gave you hand signals.
It threw me all off.
I threw you all off.
Fuck. What do we got going on this week? Seems like a slow week.
Yeah, kinda.
Right? Slow week?
Kinda.
We are literally like right up against the wall of sports hell. Like it's about to be.
That's
like
true.
imagine if it's like a waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big waterfall? Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Imagine it's like we're like in a barrel.
Yeah.
Just like right up against Niagara Falls, and it's just gonna fall into the abyss of sports death.
Right.
Just like I hope you like baseball.
Big three basketball league.
Oh yeah, Big Three basketball league.
Really gotten into taser ball. So I haven't actually followed up on that.
Not at all.
We do have our 25th episode coming up next week. And next week we're going to release some of the sound bites and some of the nominees for our Hall of Fame edition, which our Hall of Fame edition will be posted on Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com/bsnerds and you'll be able to get it there. And also we will have a copy of it where we normally put it too. But for donators, there will be a special long edition episode there. So go to patreon.com/bsnerds, donate $1 a month, and start getting access to all of our hidden shows, which start with the Hall of Fame episode, which will be recorded in 2 weeks. So next week we'll release the nominees, we'll put it to a vote, and then the inductees will be listed the week after, so 2 weeks from today. So be on the lookout for that Hall of Fame edition. So you got your sound bites ready?
I have yet to go back through.
Okay,
but
that's what I
will.
figured. Me too.
I have
don't have any ready at all. So,
no, I have ideas in my head. I just got to find the episode that they're on.
Yeah. So we get all that prepped up, ready for next week.
It's only 24 episodes I have to dig through.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to just nominate the entire episode of Sex with Pads on.
Sex and Full Pads. I like that one. I do like that episode a lot. Also, real quick, hammer out a detail publicly. The next Hall of Fame edition, do we do all 50 episodes or 26 through 50?
You're talking about not the one that we're about to do.
Not the one we're going to do, but
the
like
next one.
Yeah, the next.
I think you should do it in segments, so I don't think we should have to revisit the
No,
previous.
you could also just carry over the winner.
The winner will be in.
The winner's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, but the winner would be the fourth.
What do you mean?
Like, we all pick a segment.
Yeah.
And then there would be a fourth vote.
So you're saying there's
possibility
like
you could
one
have
thing
that
in the Hall of Fame at once, and it gets kicked out potentially.
Oh, wow! Double elimination Hall of Fame.
What's
style.
better than
like
how ESPN used to do the like the play of the week or like the dumb play of the week?
Right.
Remember the butt fumble got retired?
10. Yeah, the not top 10. Yeah. Yep.
So we could do that. Like this was the best segment of these 25 episodes.
Right.
Are any of these better than that? If not.
It could go from like a gold to a bronze or to not in, right? I get it. I dig it. I like it.
I don't have a lot of great thoughts, but that could be one of them.
That was one. Hold on to that one forever.
On the board for Aaron. I'll just mark that. All right.
Chalk it up. All right. So to get into some of Boston sports here, the Boston Red Sox are still pretty blah. Right?
They're getting better, though.
They're getting better.
I mean, they did
except for last night.
Blown the fuck out last night.
Yeah, that was
we
tough.
talk about that big motherfucker for the Yankees for a second.
Yeah, Judge.
What the fuck is it? Who invented him? I'm
fucking cyborg.
I'm on the conspiracy theory that Steinbrenner like made him in a tube. Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
They made him in a tube and they like just sat him there and they were like, yeah, the Yankees are supposed to suck. break out the judge.
Yeah, right.
It was like break in case of emergency,
Yeah,
one of
right.
those
I was
things.
gonna say, haven't they got like a couple other good players as well?
They do their catchers good. I can't think of his name right now, but they have a good catcher.
They have like a Rodriguez kid or something.
They have a decent little young core. They kind of did it like how the 07
It was
Red
like
Sox?
they were supposed to be good, but not great. They were supposed to be like middling,
Right,
and then
right.
like, oh, they're a young team, they'll get better. And then they were like, now we're gonna unleash the judge,
Right.
And just like here
It's a
comes this,
fucking war machine.
this
comes through.
giant like Gronk motherfucker
Right.
hitting home runs.
CC's pitching well for them.
CC's back and playing
You know.
well. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, they're
He
doing
lost
good.
some weight. He hates Boston. You know.
That's true. That's good. The Sox are only 2.5 back, something like that, right around
Yeah,
there.
they're
two-ish,
not
two-ish.
behind the Tampa Bay Rays anymore. So
That's a good start.
there's that.
What's up with David Price? Pitching well,
He's just
bitching.
Well, no, he did that when
worse.
when they asked him about him being in Pawtucket. He was like, I went down there to get better. I'm better.
Right. And then he
Now
drove
I'm here to
off
pitch.
in the David Price mobile. Did you see that?
I did not see the car,
He
but I
has
did
a
hear
mobile.
about it.
Yeah.
He's got a really expensive car.
It's
Is it like one of those?
it's like a
weird...
tank. No, it's like a tank.
Oh, it is.
It's insane. And then he was like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm not talking to the media. And like fucking the Iron Man suit like just came out and he just dipped off. It's insane.
I need to see this car.
If you look up the David Price mobile, that would be very helpful. Yeah, I don't get him though. Like I don't like him.
No,
I like, and he's been pitching well. Like he had a really good comeback game.
I feel about David Price how you feel about Dustin Pedroia.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I feel like
Like I
about
understand
David Price.
I understand the signing.
Of course, yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's a great pitcher, blah blah blah. He just doesn't fit here.
Right. He doesn't.
And I knew he wasn't going to fit here off the rip, really.
Right. No, that's true.
Like I was like, maybe just because he doesn't fit here doesn't mean he won't pitch well.
Right.
But like Chris Sale made way more sense to me as like a clubhouse dude.
Absolutely.
Even with all of the fucking scissor trouble he gets into with uniforms, I was like, I'd rather have Chris Sale a million
Scissor
years.
trouble. Yeah. Yeah. That's
That
true.
wasn't sexual at all, by the way. Scissor trouble. That was
Every goddamn week, man. There's like one that we can't ever just get through it cleanly. Yeah, the Chris Sale one makes a lot of sense to me, and like he's the best pitcher in the American
he's
League.
fucking
Easy. Like
insane.
Right, it's crazy.
He might be made in a tank somewhere. Speaking of tanks, let me see
Speaking of tanks,
this. Let me
let's
see
see.
this.
Is that the
What
one?
the fuck?
It's a $240,000 vehicle.
This says $229.
Yeah, but you read the upgraded
Yeah,
version.
this says
Yeah.
$229. Down here it says $239 for diesel.
Yeah.
For diesel. Yeah. There's no way he would clean a car. man.
USS V Rhino
Yeah.
GX. Oh, so it's Soviet.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I got from that. He drives a fucking commie tank.
Right. Yeah, that's it. So it's a fucking animal of a truck. He's like, all right, I'll see you guys later. And I'm just like, how do you just get in that? Like nonchalantly. Like,
Well, he is one of the highest paid players in Major League.
yeah. But I just feel like that's not even like a normal. Like if you got like a Ferrari or Lambo.
No,
like, okay,
I
get it.
kind of dig it though.
Yeah?
I think he might have scored a point with me.
Really?
Like, yeah, just like, oh, I'm rich. I'm gonna buy
No,
a
but like-
Porsche. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy
Well, no,
a
he
went
fucking.
different.
No,
Yeah,
no,
like,
I'm
like,
gonna
you
buy a fucking car
There's-
that can run him over.
No, there's photos of him like he owns like a really high end Porsche. He owns a really high end
Yeah.
Rolls Royce. Like he just likes expensive cars. Apparently,
I think that the USS fucking
So when you
whatever
go-
that is, the Soviet tank,
Yeah.
to me sounds like, where's Evan Drellick?
I like
Like he's here to, like he's gonna storm through Evan Drellick's house.
I like that he didn't go like, I got a Range Rover.
Right.
Like, no, I got the Range Rover's daddy.
Right.
yeah, the
to
car that
just, like-
killed the Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do we stand with the Red Sox? They're not playing poorly.
As much as I hate David Price, him coming back and pitching well helps a lot.
Well,
Once they
especially
get-
with Erod down.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Erod down. What do you think of Craig Kimbrell doing 2 inning saves, like left and right? He's gonna have no arm by my birthday,
I mean, didn't
which
he-
is August.
Does the goal wing thing, does that help him? Like weird,
It might,
like
might,
cripple arm he has?
right, might.
As long as he can keep doing it, it's
He
fine.
says
with me.
he's asking to do it, but it's like, I don't like it.
I mean, here's the thing.
I just
They
don't
always-
understand it.
Well, here's the thing. They always say like a lot of players, "Oh, we need you. We need you." It's if a player says he feels good and wants to play,
right.
Yeah, but that's the
fucking
thing.
let them
Players
play.
want to play, man.
But I get that. But when you're
Like Pedro wanted to pitch
we-
the 7th inning
No, no,
against the
no.
Yankees. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
at sometimes you have to step in on that,
Right, yeah,
especially
yeah.
if you see a guy pitching weird.
That's what
but
I'm
if you
kinda worried
see him
about.
pitching good,
Yeah.
and he wants to keep going,
until
Yeah.
his arm falls off.
That's what I'm worried about.
But you're paying him to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're paying him to pitch 8 innings, but you're paying him to go out there and save the game.
That's a strong take. I like it.
Ramirez did the same thing when he was playing for the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh, Rivera.
Rivera, sorry.
Yeah, right.
Rivera did the same thing. He has some strong 2-inning saves.
Yeah.
I mean, he's blown some when he went 2 innings because people got a better look at him. But if you're still striking him out and helping you win the game, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. No, that's true. I like
And
that's
they're
a-
notorious for having not finding a fucking closer since Jonathan Papelbon.
Yeah,
What
or
are you
a
gonna do?
fucking setup guy. Like now
Yeah.
that you don't have Okajima, like Okajima was a great 8th inning guy.
Yeah.
Now it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Now you can't find any bullpen help, and you have to
Well,
stretch.
they
Kimbrel
also
in
have-
the
yeah.
8th inning. Which is
Well, you
brutal.
also have some guys down. That's the
Right, yeah,
That's the
they're
big issue. We were talking
banking
about
on
that,
Carson
how
Smith and-
if they could just get healthy.
Carson Smith still hurt.
still hurt.
Yeah, a lot of the guys are.
He never came back.
Has not come back.
No.
And that's what they're banking on. And then there's another kid too. They're saying like he might not. I forget. He was part of some deal that was like a player to be named later, and it wound up being like a pretty high. They just named the guy, one of those deals.
Who
player
is
to
the
be named
dude
later.
they called up and pitched like a gem?
He pitched
and
it. That was just going to bring that guy up, Brian Johnson.
and then they sent him
called
back
him
down.
up. He pitched a complete game shutout,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Nah."
Well, no.
Fuck
Here's
off.
the thing.
They needed to.
You
They
know
needed
what it
to bring
is?
up Bryce.
We know what they did. They did. That's what they wanted to do. But they sent him back down. Now you still have another. Their thought is, okay, we send him down, call him up when there's
That was
call-ups.
before Erod got hurt.
Yeah.
Now Erod's
They
hurt.
also
He might
only
come
need
up.
they only need 4 pitchers because of an off day thing too. So they might be able to only go with a 4-man rotation, come back around to Sale and them, and then by the time you
And
get
the way
to
Sale's
Erod, he
pitching,
might be
you
back.
want.
The goal is to put Sale out literally as much as possible
Right.
because that's like a win.
I wouldn't mind if they went to a 4-man rotation.
I wouldn't mind
They'll
if they
never
went
do
to
it.
a 1-man rotation.
That's true.
And just pitch Chris Sale.
162 appearances.
Yes.
I like it. Only like 100 left.
I don't want to hear
Right?
a word about your arm.
No.
You're going to wear whatever fucking jersey we put on you, and
it.
you're going to go out there and pitch.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't, and that was the thing we always heard was, is he a cancer to the locker room, whatever. All reports say that he is.
I was never worried about that.
a gentleman in the locker room.
I think
they
the
like him.
whole,
Yeah.
I
He
think
likes
the
it.
whole
They like him.
thing about the
scissor problem,
the scissor,
his scissoring issues.
his scissor issue was. I think that was all
Missing,
overblown.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
overblown.
Well, they did say he also was one of the people that was really against them. What was it? The whole issue with what's his name's kid not being allowed in the locker room, and then he ended up retiring, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
He was against. No, he was against them banning it.
Yeah,
Right.
They
Yeah,
banned
yeah,
that.
he was
Oh,
pro.
yeah.
He was pro kid in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
Pro
situation,
kid.
and yeah.
That, which is a good team. Like to
Right.
me, he's
that's what I'm saying.
siding
Like
with his teammate.
he's a team guy,
right.
He
He's
just
just
didn't want
not
to wear
a-
the
or-
jerseys. He pitches worse in them. Like it makes sense. Like I pitch worse in these,
Right.
and you're gonna make me wear it for my start.
That's like when. Do you guys remember the night where LeBron James ripped the sleeve off of his sleeved NBA jersey?
No.
Because he said his shooting percentage with him is worse, and he got so mad because he was like ice cold one day, and he just just ripped the
Really?
ripped the sleeve right off. Yeah.
Or is that? Isn't there a game where Rondo put the headband on like half? Remember when he stopped wearing
Yeah.
the headband?
Yeah.
Well, no, because he got in trouble for wearing it upside down.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
told you they made a rule saying that you can't wear it upside down or off centered, and
Yeah.
so-
what the?
Yeah, that's a
Was that
he
the
wore
old
it-
commissioner?
He wore it backwards.
Was
that
he
the-
wore it
upside
on the
down and
back.
angled, yeah.
Was that the
Yeah.
old commissioner?
I think that was the Stern thing.
Yeah.
I think it
Well,
was.
we need to change that rule back,
Right.
Because that was cool as fuck.
So that's why then he was like, "Well, you're not gonna tell me how to wear my headband, so I'm just not gonna wear a headband."
Yeah, and he
That's
looks
why
super
couldn't-
more alien-y
Right? Yeah,
without
that's
a
true.
headband. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, now I can see your entire forehead,
you
and
have
you
that.
look like a green man. So
That's true. He does have a very alien type head. I think we've said before he grew into it a little bit though.
yeah, he did.
He looks less alien-y now.
I think he has tiny ears.
Could it also help
Really
the fact that
small
he's
ears.
not wearing green anymore?
Yeah.
Might help. Yeah, because he did look pretty bad in those Christmas Day jerseys. Where
Yeah.
they were the green Bulls ones.
The Area 51 music
So
for
as-
Rondo.
Yeah.
as we segue from the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox. I mean, it's just. I guess it's still wait and see. We've passed Memorial Day. They're a pretty good, not great. I mean,
Dave's
they're
favorite player is injured again.
making my point. You guys are making my point. He's a fucking.
Is he still playing bad?
I don't know. He's not playing. He barely played.
Well, now he got hurt.
He
but
got
there
a
was
couple.
stretch.
He got a couple dingers.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, is what he is.
He's better than Pedroia from 2 years ago when he had the wrist injury.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the injury to the wrist that he hurt is the opposite wrist that apparently had bothered
Now he has
him.
another wrist injury?
Well, that was what isn't that what took him out with the whole
No, it was a leg injury.
There's a shin. Yeah.
And then they said that
cleaned it.
now it's a wrist injury, but it's
That's not good, though.
It's not the same.
I don't know. I
wrist.
still don't like the wrist
He'll
injury.
be back tomorrow, he says.
Oh, we'll see how he plays.
Right.
But wrist injuries are...
I think you're
sketchy.
not expecting anything offensively from him anymore. It's all defense.
Right.
And if he gives you a Gold Glove at second base, how can? And I'm not saying I don't think he's overpaid for a second baseman.
No.
He certainly has a lower price than Price.
Yep.
I see what I
that's
did
a-
there.
that's a
With the
double-
I think he
price.
also has a lower price than fucking what's his name out in Seattle.
Robinson
Cano.
Robinson
of
Cano
course,
got
yeah,
paid.
Yeah, he did.
That dude.
He should have got paid too.
Crazy.
He was
Can you
nasty
imagine if
when
he was still with the
Yankee.
Yankees? Holy shit.
Dustin Pedroia, just to rattle it off here, he has had 197 plate appearances, 171 at-bats. He has 9 doubles and 2 home runs, which is much better than he had in his first 100 at-bats or whatever when I did my day
He had
space.
no home runs, right?
No home runs and I think 2 doubles.
So,
So he's...
what's his average?
He's batting
Oh,
.292,
that's not bad.
Which-
a .380 slugging, and at the time he had a .280 slugging. So
Which,
he's
if you look at the team, there's only one person batting over 300.
Yeah. No, that's good. And his OPS is 749, which is not bad.
Yeah, so he's been better.
So he's been better.
So hopefully this wrist injury doesn't... They really can't... I really don't want to see them lose any offense considering they have not as... It's down.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and I'll give credit where credit's due. I'm not one of those guys like, I'll make excuses.
Well,
He
they
still sucks. Like, he did turn it around, and that's fine.
You have Brock Holt filling in,
Yeah.
and then what's the
And
other
he
kid?
got hurt.
Rutledge.
Right.
Remember when Brock Holt was like the second coming? He was like the coolest
I
motherfucker.
got in a heated argument once at work saying that Brock Holt should be a starter on the Red Sox. And they were like, no, he shouldn't. No, he shouldn't. When he gets too many at-bats, his average fucking does that Niagara Falls plummet, or like it just dies off
dies
after
in
like
sports
300
hell.
at-bats or whatever. And I was like, I don't care. He plays almost every day anyway, like just moving around. He's the best fucking player. And then that
They made you eat crow.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. That was not a great
Can I
start.
say I do like the kid at third base better than Pablo?
Who are you talking about?
Marrero?
Yeah, David Marrero. Or
Devin.
Devin Marrero.
Just because he's a better glove, and I don't think Pablo's bringing that much with the bat, even if he's playing.
Right. I watched, I was at Mohegan Sun last weekend, and I watched some of the Orioles game where they won 5-2, Price's second start.
Yeah.
And Pablo Sandoval, I mean, the one play I watched of that game, picks it up on third, little like nibbler to third, dribbler to third, I should say. Goes right to him, picks up, and just like throws it 4 or 5 feet away from the bag. Makes Moreland have to jump off the bag. Guy safe it for. I'm like, oh my god, you fat cow! Like, what is wrong with you?
He lost weight, man. Don't
Right,
body
he
shame.
still
Don't
looks
fat
like-
shame.
He still looks like a fucking swine.
How's Moreland? Is Moreland still? Did he trade his doubles in for home runs still?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't really kept tabs on them. I do not know,
Mitchell.
but they're all right, I guess. Like, I mean, they're better than I thought they were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, as long as they're not in fourth place anymore.
Right. Yeah.
They just gotta. They just have to hover around.
Tread
first.
water. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just tread water for a while.
You know, because these games still don't matter. That's how baseball is.
Yeah.
They won't matter for
They won't matter.
3/4 of the
3
season.
more months. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go right into some Patriots talk, so I'm interested to see what you have to think about this.
All right.
Rob Gronkowski extension.
I like it.
Julian Edelman extension.
I like it.
Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe?
I don't like it.
All right. So now, before we go into the why we do or do not like those contracts, does that kind of blow up the idea of Belichick retiring and saying, if I could figure it out
It
after?
does a little.
Like giving everyone more time? You know what I mean? Like, unless he's setting up McDaniels or whoever, like, here, I got you.
He gave Edelman like one more year than I thought.
Yeah, right.
Like I was like, oh, he's going to retire in 2 years. He
Yeah.
gave him a 2-year extension on top of this year. So.
Right. And then same with, like, Gronk, who's 2 years out.
The
from
reason I like
2020.
Yeah, I mean the Belichick theory was kind of shaky to begin with. It was purely based on whatever. But the reason I really like the Gronk extension is because it's all based on how much he plays. Almost the entire thing is incentive based.
Yep. His contract is 6 years, $54 million, $8 million signing bonus, averaging $9 million a year. Total guarantees $12.9 million,
which isn't very high
and
for his position.
And he's he'll be an unrestricted free agent in 2020.
But
that's if he makes.
So that'll be like that's like $6.5 million for the next 2 years.
But the incentives are he gets more money the more he plays.
Right, of course, yeah.
You know, if he actually can stay healthy, he's going to make a good amount of
money. There's like a games played incentive and a snaps played incentive.
Which is good because I was starting to get worried about Gronk's willingness to re-sign with the team.
Yeah. Because it's been a very odd relationship.
There was some shit going on with like his parents saying stuff like you can't expect him to come back before he's healthy and all that. And they did a smart
press
thing.
Conference.
Yeah.
We're like when does Bill do that?
They did a smart thing tying it to how many snaps, and I'm glad that Gronk agreed. Like, hey, you know, I should get paid for how much I play. Right. You know what I mean?
That's what I was talking to a guy today, and he was saying how like most contracts for especially baseball, football, it should be incentive based. Like obviously football's a little bit different, but baseball, because there's so much going on,
they're all
and how
guaranteed.
Overpaid they are for guaranteed money.
Right.
A lot of those guys, like you see Sale going out there, he wants to go out and fucking throw his arm.
Right.
Like he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
There's some guys that get paid like a Dontrell Willis. Yeah. And you're just fucking
Dontrell Willis. Remember Dontrell Willis?
The old high.
He was the coolest.
Fucking hide behind that knee for a while. And
that was like the thing in Little League
Sideways
baseball.
Cap.
When I was playing Little League baseball, it was like all the pitchers all of a sudden had this kick up to their knee, it's up to their ear.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Right. A lot of the guys are getting overpaid.
Right.
I think he's learning, Gronk, that they let him do whatever he wants. Mm-hmm. He can be Gronk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's still going to get paid. But if he comes and plays, he gets paid.
It was still a cool thing for Gronk to do, though, because he doesn't have to take that kind of incentive deal. Because some team would give him crazy guaranteed.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be with the New England Patriots.
Right.
Yeah, but some people don't give a fuck. You know, but there are players who don't care about that.
No, but
Chris Long doesn't care about playing for the Patriots. He
wanted to play.
Well, no, he did. He wanted the championship. He got it, and now he's done.
Yeah, but now he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like, he just wants to play.
Right. Well, he also said, he didn't like
his role.
Yeah, he didn't like the fact that he didn't get to play every down.
Yeah.
Now Edelman's deal is 2 years for 15, 11 of it guaranteed.
Yep.
So that's 5.5 bones per year. Not bad. That's right around that Amendola initial contract, Wes Welker contract that we all remember.
What's his name getting, 10 a year?
He'll be at 8.9 or 9.8, something like that.
To me, he's vastly...
You're talking about Brandon Cooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, his extension is... They opted for that option year or whatever, and I think it's like 9.8 or something like that. So, yeah, right around 10 bones.
To me, Edelman's, insanely underpaid.
Yeah, that's still a good deal. Like if you were getting him on that Amendola contract or Wes Welker when he famously left for $6 million or whatever, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
You're getting 100 catches.
I think he just likes it here. Like that's a guy who signed with the Patriots because he likes the Patriots.
Wants to be a Patriot.
Well, no, he gets it. Like I'm going to go to another team. I'm going to get 100 catches. And we're going to fucking not make the playoffs.
Right. That's
I can get paid, but I'm not going to fucking do a thing with my life.
I don't even know if he really could get paid. Remember when they let him go? They let him walk?
Yeah.
And he went San Fran was like, hey, we'll throw you a deal. And it was like, for what? And it was like, not much more than what the Patriots did. And the Patriots did see, kid,
no, it's the same thing.
The value. And the Giants and Niners both brought him in. And then
I think that was
a deal.
I think it's a different idea now, though. I think... idea wasn't a good word, but I think there's a different perception of Edelman now than there was.
That's probably a little true. Yeah, that's probably true.
I think people are realizing how good of an actual receiver he is.
He's tough and
as opposed to then he was like, oh, you're just a system of the Patriots. Yeah,
right.
And
it was also 1 or 2 years after he started.
After West, yeah. Bless you.
He's getting more recognition with other receivers in the NFL, saying hey, this guy's no joke.
This guy's tough. Yeah. No, that's true. So now, Jimmy Garoppolo, you don't like the idea that, was it Mike Reese threw it out there?
Did you see the contract? It's
1 year, $24 million.
That's $10 million more than Tom Brady.
That's what the franchise tag would be.
That's insane.
That's
You're
why.
going to pay
That's where
a
that number
backup
comes from.
quarterback
Yeah.
$10 million more than
Well,
outside of Aaron,
well,
the
they
greatest
won't.
quarterback of all time.
Well, they won't because
Tag and trade.
no, Brady's hit next year is $25 million.
But his base salary is 14.
Maybe.
It is. His base salary
isn't
is
his
14.
base salary 14 for this year? Next year he goes way up.
Well, cap hits don't always mean that's what his
Right,
base
right, no,
salary
that's true.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
it's just
yeah.
where they move the money around.
The guarantee money, yeah.
His cap hit might be $25 million next year. I doubt that's what it actually is by the time it comes around.
It may not be 25, but it's up there because that's where it started to be like, how are you going to afford both? You know what I mean? If you're going to do this, how do you do both?
They'll pay that up front to Brady or something like that, move it
Keep
into
moving
a
it
signing
again.
bonus,
Right, yeah.
and then they'll free up cap space. But I don't like it because I wanted Jimmy Garoppolo traded already.
Right.
And he's still here, so
here's my
I
thing.
don't buy into the
Brady's not.
here's
gonna play
your
till he's
future
45.
starting quarterback because I think Brady's going to play until he's 45.
45. If I'm going to play till I'm 65, I still love that.
I think it's a great deal.
I think it's a good idea
To tag him?
to tag him. Well, not to tag him, to sign him now. You hold on to him. You still have all the chips.
But you're signing him for the tag.
Right, but you wouldn't use the tag. So,
So
you
you
can
could
use
still
the tag
use the tag on someone?
else. So like
Yeah, but
Malcolm
that's a
Butler.
lot of money.
Right. It is a lot of money, but they have a lot. They still have like $17 million.
Yeah, but I don't
and going into next year, the Dave Dawson's famous quote is, "The cap always goes up." You know what I mean? Like every year, so that means they're going to have
definitely
more
will.
money.
Yeah.
So if they have 17 right now, and let's say the cap goes up 8 million, 9 million, and then you get a couple guys off the books, that's guaranteed cap hit money just in Garoppolo right there.
I personally would rather take that $24 million, invest it in Malcolm Butler, and then have two
Here's what I think.
starting corners for the rest of eternity that can completely shut down on offense.
I am pretty sure, real quick, that a while ago I talked about when we were doing the Malcolm Butler saga.
Yeah.
You tag him again. Now he's 30, and you just say, "Go, good luck."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they're pretty close to being able to do that. It's a good deal for Garoppolo because you could get $10 million guaranteed signing bonus, whatever. Right now, hey, you're fucking rich, kid. Like, you're no longer the backup. It's not backup money. You made some money, and you're not even have to do anything. So good for you.
He's essentially Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
If you lock him up for next year,
And I'm not saying he's going to be Aaron Rodgers before anyone starts jumping down our throats on
why
fucking
not?
Instagram or Twitter.
if you
or
lock
anything.
him up for next year,
Is he going to be better than Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers?
he could be. You never know. No, I think he's going to have that physical ability.
Right, he
The
can move
aspect
and throw
of no, but the aspect of he didn't get the shit beaten out of him for the first 4 years of his career, learning the fucking pro game. He's going to learn it behind Tom Brady.
Who better?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
better than fucking Brett Favre, the
I-
fucking gunslinger that only won one Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers only won one Super Bowl.
Okay, I know. That's what
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
Maybe he capped him off.
I'm telling you, you never know.
Does that
I
mean-
think,
does that mean the Garoppolo gets 5?
Well, he's
At
already got
least
two.
two. At least two.
All right.
He has just as many Super Bowls as Peyton Manning. Just putting that
I
out
love
there.
that. And Eli. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's-
Garoppolo. It's the best.
Got a probably better winning percentage.
I guess I like locking him up for another year
Yeah.
if it means they're going to trade him next year.
I think what it does is it teases to other teams if they're willing to pay him that much, he's worth something, and they'll blow him away with a trade.
I get your point, and I've heard that, and I like it, that Bill's still playing like, oh, we really want him. Wink. You know what I mean? Like, and trying to develop the leverage. I don't think you'll ever get the 12th or whatever
No,
else
but
pick
I think
again.
he'll eventually
Yeah, I don't know,
settle for a
because-
first.
Missed your leverage.
I think he's
He
eventually
had
going to
it.
settle for a first and a second.
I think he
I
had
think that's
the
what he's gonna
Browns.
settle
He
for.
had the Browns right where he
Hook, line,
wanted
and
them.
sinker,
During the
right.
draft, they were like scrambling like,
And fucking Adam Schefter
hey, we'll
is
take
never
Kirk Cousins.
wrong.
We'll take Jimmy Garoppolo. Give us something
Give us
here.
something.
And he was just like, no, I think I like the kid.
Adam Schefter is never wrong, right? Like,
Yeah.
never. I think he's going to be a Patriot.
I know I've heard multiple quotes where Bill Belichick is like, you guys don't understand. This kid is like a linebacker playing quarterback. He's like
He's the real deal.
the
It's
coolest.
huge. It's just, I
That's
like
a direct quote.
I
So
really-
he's-
I personally like
so he's Tim Tebow?
Is that Tim Tebow? Yeah. We
Tim
tried that.
Tebow's literally a linebacker
They
playing
say
quarterback.
I think the quote from Bill Belichick is the kid works hard. He's got like the mentality of a linebacker or something like that.
Ferocious.
It was a
like,
very
probably extra
positive. It was a
competitive.
very positive pro Jimmy G.
They like
quote.
No, I'm not trying to shit on it. I was just making a joke.
Right, yeah. No, I mean, but
To me, that's just kind of
Bring Tim
saying like
Tebow back.
Jacoby Brissett. You know, hey,
but I think they like him too.
that's what I'm saying. Get rid of Jimmy G.
Right, they should. They absolutely should.
You might have Jacoby B as the next
Yeah, Jacoby B, Jimmy G, Jacoby B,
the Wolfpack.
Tom B, the
The
Wolfpack.
Wolfpack, they'll all be split up.
All right. So speaking of draft night trades and whatnot, the Boston Celtics have won the first pick in the draft. The last episode we did, I believe. No, we did an episode since. But they've had the first pick for a little while. And Markel Fultz came to town, and he says all the right things. And
He's
Danny
not
Ainge
going
seems
to
to
leave
love him.
town. He's just going to get drafted
And
here.
Ball will only work out for the Lakers
And the Lakers
and
banned
the,
his dad from the workout.
the 69ers, the 76ers.
Philadelphia 69ers.
That's Gronk was the owner of the team. That's what he would
Right,
call
yeah,
it.
that's what we call it. If I think Ball goes to the Sixers and ruins my Ben Simmons playing point guard.
Yeah, because he's a small forward.
Right.
My
I think
buddy,
that's- I
my
think
buddy Dow from the Boxy Boys.
Yeah.
He sent me. He was like, "Yeah, he's a small forward."
He's not a small forward.
And he was
though.
like, "I understand what they're saying, but look it." And he sent me this picture from Philadelphia's thing, or maybe it was from when he was in college.
Yeah.
And it was like Ben Simmons, small forward.
Right.
And I was like, I know.
No.
He's a small forward.
Right. He's listed on Basketball Reference as point guard / small forward.
Yeah. He's a
Or
he's a
guard
point
/ forward.
forward. He's LeBron.
He's a point forward, right.
He brings the ball up.
But they specifically said he's going to play point guard for us.
Now
but I
when
think
Lonzo
now
gets
they're going to
there-
draft Lonzo Ball. Yeah, because I don't think the Lakers are going to
Yeah, but I
him,
think
and that's
Alonzo
amazing.
Ball is going to turn into.
Don't get me wrong. It makes a lot of sense to play him at point guard because he's a fucking. It's like playing.
He
Gronk.
wins every matchup.
Yeah.
right, he wins every
Alonzo
matchup.
Ball is going to turn into like. And.
He'll be
like,
good.
I think he'll end up being like. I don't know. He'll end up being a 2 guard.
You think?
I don't think he'll be a point guard.
No,
I
I think he'll be a point
and I
guard.
think his shot,
Especially
is
if he goes to
fucking
Philly.
ugly.
I don't think that's why he'll ever
His
turn to it
shot
too.
is ugly.
He'll go if he goes to Philly. He'll be a point guard.
If he goes to Philly, he'll be a point guard, and I think his shot is so ugly that he will never be a 2 guard because he'll never be a pure shooting guard.
And plus,
I mean,
you have
he's
Ben
he's
Simmons there who can play the 2 and
the 3 and the
still
4
be
and
a
the 5.
giant 2.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So
That's like when Paul George
is
also
technically
started
is technically
as a point guard,
Oh, I thought he was a
and then
shooting
he
guard,
then he moved over to the 2. Yeah,
which is I think he's a small forward now.
crazy. Yeah, now he's a small forward,
But
right?
he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
he was like a 6'10" shooting
He
guard.
was a 6'10" shooting guard. Yeah, I'm
Which
sorry.
is-
Yeah, maybe he never played the point. I think
he was a
just
2.
the 2. Yeah. But yeah, Ben Simmons is like between 6'8" and 6'10", depending on which basketball card you read. And
I think Lonzo actually is better in Philly. Like that's
think-
better for Lonzo.
I like Philly's hashtag trust the process
Yeah.
a lot because I think that they have a lot of built pieces around there. So if you go Lonzo, Ben Simmons, Embiid, and Okafor still there?
Embiid's
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
when they got the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Yep, that's us.
Right.
We're gonna get another fucking tall guy, so I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
hope they run him out of town too."
Now, another guard for them would be good. I mean, they could be a couple years away from being a really
Have
good
you
team,
heard the other
depending on their
rumors
health.
about a certain
Big guy?
king of basketball that currently is in the finals that may potentially go to the Lakers
I heard that. I
or
heard
the
that.
Clippers?
The Clipper. I think it would be the Clippers.
Imagine the East.
That would be
Hold on.
amazing.
I don't
That'd
even
be
give a
so
I don't
good.
even give a fuck about that. Get him in the West. Now imagine the East. Now the Philadelphia's idea
Right.
looks a lot smarter because
Right,
it was
right.
like we're going to wait out LeBron and now he's gone.
Right.
Now it's you go from being the worst, even if you're going to get to the finals and get smashed by the Western Conference.
How bad does that ruin people's thoughts of LeBron?
It'll ruin it all. Yeah, he'll be back
I mean,
to
I
where
know
he
a lot
was.
of people
It doesn't-
already
no,
shit on him anyway.
You can't. How much praise I've seen for Kevin Durant these playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it doesn't matter anymore.
It's different though. He was the hometown
I-
kid. He left town.
can't,
He
though.
came
I
back
can't
to win
do
him the
that.
championship, and now he's like, "Yeah, I might leave."
I can't give him shit. I can't give him shit unless, well, I can because I hate what Durant did, and I now hate what LeBron does. But I can't have people give praise for Durant and then give shit to LeBron.
No, I don't give praise to Durant, but I also
it's
am not
totally
going to
different.
give.
I don't.
I'm not going to give.
I think the first time was
fucking leeway
different.
to LeBron.
I think the first time was different.
Yeah,
the
but
first time he went and left and went to Miami, I think that was different.
I think he picked his teammates both times. Like, he kicked Andrew Wiggins out of town for Kevin Love.
Well, I understand that, but
Kevin Durant didn't do that. He was a free agent that said, where's the best place for me to win a championship? That's what I really want to do. And went there. That's like the point of free agency.
Yeah, so
Like,
what
that's the
LeBron did
baseball.
was almost better.
No, that's not better.
Yeah,
that's,
it is.
That's playing. That's not being in your role. You're not a player. You're not chasing a championship. You're constructing a team and saying, "Hey, you opt out, and then you'll opt out, and I'll opt out, and if you take this much money, I can take this much money."
Yeah, you're putting together a team and hoping it works. You're not just joining the best team that's already there. That's almost better.
The Warriors and the Kevin Durant, not the Kevin Durant, but the Warriors and Durant did exactly what they're both supposed to do with a free agent. If what they did is wrong,
not
then
according
don't
to
have the free
NBA.
agency.
Not according to NBA. You're as a free agent, you're supposed to go get the most money you can. That's what free agency is for.
No, free agency is for
But
the
if
opportunity to
you
leave
talk
a team.
to a players union,
No. Yeah, no. If you go
You
by
talk to
like
a
what
players
the
union
NBA
rep.
looks at the free agency market for, it's for players to get the best deal they can.
you're supposed to go out and do what Mike Conley did.
No, because if that was true, that means that you would stay on your team.
Yes,
Because
no,
the
no.
team- because the
That's
team-
what they want. That's why they put those rules in
That's why
place.
they put that incentive
Right.
in.
But then you can't say that they're a free agent.
Trust me,
and
the
then
players
say, trap
union,
them.
the players union does not like what Kevin Durant did. They don't. Because they want Kevin Durant to go get as much money as he possibly can. They
Right.
don't want him to take a deal to play for a better team.
Right. But what I'm saying is the point
the
of
NFL players
the point
union
of free
hates Tom
agency.
Brady.
The point of free agency isn't to stay with your team. The point
No,
that's
but
because,
the
because
point
then
of-
you're not a free agent. You're
Yeah, but you
hey,
can-
you're stuck still, and we're going to pay
No,
you more
you're not
money.
stuck still. You're the whole reason why they put that in is to make more people.
It's
stay
still to
with
make the
teams.
most money. It's just like we're
I
gonna
don't think so.
we're gonna put a bidding offer out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's to start a bidding.
No,
war.
because if you if you wanted Kevin Durant to be a free, like by the definition of the word free, agent, he's not free by saying, "Oh, we're going to benefit you by staying there."
Well, that's
because
a rule
because
that-
you're baiting your team.
that's the rule the NBA did to try and prevent super
because,
teams.
yeah, because they want small market.
Yeah.
Right, they want small markets to succeed because it's better to have 10 good teams
Yeah.
as opposed to 2.
Yeah.
Because they want Anthony
So-
Davis to stay in
New
fucking
Orleans,
New
right.
Orleans. You know
I
what
understand
mean?
why they do it, but what Kevin Durant and what the Warriors did is exactly what the free agency period started, why it started.
I still don't think I agree with you. It's to
Because-
get players like Drew Holiday, who's not going to get a max contract on his own team,
Yeah.
a max contract somewhere because somebody will want him.
No,
it's
but
to
no,
get
but
them more
his own
players.
team. No, but his own. That's not. You're spitting in your own face because Drew Holiday can make more money
But
on his own team.
his team doesn't want to pay him that much, so he can go get. He can be a free agent
can
and
go
get
make-
paid somewhere.
go make more.
But if
money,
you don't have the free agency, he has to stay with that team pretty much.
right, yeah. So
Well,
but-
it's the same argument. Like if you look back at like the '70s Steelers,
Yeah.
none of those players could fucking leave.
Right.
So they had great teams over and
forever.
over and over
Right.
again because they couldn't. Everybody could go anywhere.
Right.
Free agents started. Yes, they have the most Super Bowls, but they've only won 2 since that changed.
What the Patriots do now is way more impressive because they have to do it with a revolving door of people, as opposed to just having a team and keeping it together for the entire thing.
You're making my point. So that's why the Warriors getting Durant is so impressive. When the Patriots are able to get Brandon
It's not
Cooks,
impressive. He just joined the best team. He went, all right,
No,
you
for the
guys broke
Warriors.
the record.
For the Warriors'
and I'm
sake.
going.
Well, I was going to
For
say
the
for the
Warriors'
Warriors'
sake, it's
point
impressive.
of view, it
You just
is.
went 73-9, and you got the best available free agent.
It's like-
That's- for the
it's-
Warriors'
it's
Yeah, but
like-
they
that's
didn't.
impressive.
He just decided I'm going to play for less money.
Well, they paid him.
He could have gone to anyone and said,
Yeah.
"I'll play for this contract."
Right, but what I'm saying is that they were in a financial situation to be able to do so.
They didn't. He's not making as much as he could. He's not a max contract guy.
No, he's like 2 for 50. Like he's like 24, 2 for 60.
Yeah, but he could have made a lot more.
Yeah,
even
I mean, he was-
even on another team, not even just on Oklahoma.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if you don't want a player to leave and join
He
another
turned down.
team,
The Celtics offered him more money
right,
to play for the Celtics,
right,
which
he
would
wanted
have been
a championship.
which would have been a good team, which would have gone to the Eastern Conference. They did,
right, right.
but he said, "I don't give a fuck about that. I want to join the best team and guarantee myself a championship."
Right.
Like I have no respect for that.
What's wrong with that?
I don't have
That's
respect
his,
for
that's
it.
his absolute. It's not like he demanded a trade. He
I-
waited till his opportunity to be able to leave, and then went where he's free to go.
That's nice, but it ruins his legacy is affected to me.
Okay,
don't
so
think
that
so.
see, I agree with Joe in the aspect of I won't look at him the same as I look at Steph Curry. You spend your whole career with one team,
right. Yeah.
What's the reason people shit on LeBron? Even though
reason why-
he's by far the best player in this era, by far.
Yeah, right.
Why do they shit on him? Because he had to join. He had to form a super team to win a championship.
That god awful tattoo on his chest.
That too, but he couldn't win on his own. That was always the thing.
Right.
Jordan could win.
Right.
He had Pippen, but whatever. It was just Jordan and Pippen.
Right.
LeBron needed 3. Jordan needed one other
Okay,
person.
here's the thing, though, too.
LeBron left. They got the number 1 pick. They got an all-star fucking point
knew
guard.
exactly what he was doing. He
He
set them
left
up.
for 2 years, 3
4
years,
4 years, 4 years.
and then goes back when they have a fucking team.
Right. I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
But what I'm saying is,
fucking
your legacy is always affected by how good your team is without you.
Your legacy is always affected by how many championships you have.
It's no.
Like if Charles Barkley signed with, he was on 2 different teams. Like a lot of people don't remember. Like he was on the Suns and Sixers. He was on 2 different teams. And
Wait, no, wasn't he on the Rockets too?
Yeah, he was on the Rockets.
he also joined the Rockets. Okay, he was
Yeah,
also on
he
the
was on
Rockets.
3 teams.
Right. So he's on 3 teams, and he doesn't have a ring.
Yeah, no, they look at
So,
him
I
like
mean, like,
they
you
look
remember-
at
you remember-
they look at him like
He's
this.
still
watch
a
a guy
great,
like
though.
you watch. Oh, he's a great, right? But then if he had a championship, he'd be like way up there. You know what I mean? Because
I don't know if one would have mattered for him that much.
I do, and
I think
know this
he
is
would, or like Dan Marino. Dan Marino would.
Same. I was going to say that it's not the same argument, but it is. Like Dan Marino to me, I love that guy.
Right. He was stuck.
Yeah.
He was stuck. They didn't have free agency back then, right?
I don't think so.
In the 80s, like when he was doing
No, that
his
was
thing.
Well,
when
when he
Elway was
first
doing his
came
thing in
in-
Montana. They didn't have free agency.
Right. So
When he first
so what if
came
they-
in,
what if
no,
they
but
did-
later on in his career, he could have left.
What if
he
they
just,
did and they
at that point
signed-
they were paying him?
What if they did and the Giants signed him? And just said, like, hey, you're a free agent. We want you. And he was like, yeah, I know you're right. And you're going to play with, like, the 86. I don't know what year he was drafted, but for, you know.
Well, he was drafted in 83.
83. So they're like, all right, you and Lawrence Taylor.
Or 84
and,
or something
and
like that.
you know, Bill Parcells and all those guys. Are we going to fucking hang Dan Marino out to dry for signing with the
It's
Giants?
football. It's not the same.
It's the same. You're both
Free
competitive athletes.
free agents.
It's
free
not the
agency.
same. One
The
player
only
in
reason
football
why-
doesn't make that big of a doesn't make as big of a difference
quarterback?
as it does in basketball.
A quarterback is the same as one player in basketball. I wouldn't say like if Vince Wilfork went
Trent
to
Dilfer
somewhere.
argues that point.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. But
I mean,
Brad Johnson.
I think Tom Brady argues
Fucking-
that point too.
Yeah, I agree.
know what I
I am
mean?
one of those people who thinks
Quarterbacks-
they will not win. They would not win with anyone else but Tom Brady.
The quarterback is probably the most important position in all of sports.
It is definitely in football.
Right. And I would say like for a solo
Singular position, yeah. Because
probably
other
is.
for
That or-
baseball,
yeah, that or
is
pitcher,
maybe
you know what I mean?
goalie.
goalie, pitcher, quarterback are probably the
I
three
mean, a
most
good
important.
goalie can carry a hockey team.
Right. Yeah,
For the most part.
you can ride a hot wave. I think what Kevin Durant did is exactly what he's free to do.
I just
and
don't think-
LeBron was free to do it too. I just don't like the fact that he manipulated his way into it. That's what I don't like about it. And he hid behind the Boys and Girls Club of Connecticut.
Well, I don't know if he did. Bosch was a free agent. Wade was already on the Heat.
okay, so my point is,
They said that they talked about it in the Olympics.
They
Like,
talked
I think-
about it, but
I think all of them. They're if you, and this is the same thing. Like I have ultimate respect for a guy like Jeter. I know you're not going to get you're the Yankees captain, so why would you leave?
Right.
But I'm sure he could have gotten paid by a team
Yeah.
to leave.
oh, he definitely could have.
Yes. So,
But
my
you were
point
also he was
is-
also playing for the Yankees, who paid people more than anyone else at
Right.
the time.
Yes, but he wasn't. I mean, he was making top dollar as a shortstop.
Well,
he
yeah,
wasn't
Tom
making.
Brady.
Yeah. But my point is, you find that team and you're there and you can be part of the organization and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If that, I feel like we were talking about earlier, like Steph Curry, like he could go down as like a Reggie Miller. Different. Reggie Miller never
right.
won a fucking championship.
Right.
But I have more respect for a guy that spends his career with a team and tries to make
So let
something.
me ask
of
you
it.
guys a question then. I get that point. What if KG was begging Minnesota to let him go? Trade me, trade me, trade me. And then he goes to the Celtics and says, well, Celtics, hold on. Get Ray Allen first.
That's what he did.
Right. Right.
No,
Do we kill KG for that? Because that's even worse. That's begging to abandon your team.
Well, here's the thing.
As opposed to when your opportunity.
didn't say-
Well, he did
He
sign a
moved.
no trade clause, didn't he?
Right.
No, what he did
Right.
was he
So he
told
had to
them.
waive it.
Yeah.
He told them, "I want to play with Paul. You
Right.
need to get somebody else."
Right.
He didn't say who. 'cause
Right.
They
No, I
didn't
know. Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
Ray.
No, I know.
He didn't call up Ray and go, Ray, tell the fucking Sonics they're moving
Danny
anyway.
called him-
Take that shit.
Danny
This is-
called him and
this is
said,
the
hey, if we had Ray, is that enough?
This
And
is
he
the
said,
difference.
yes,
Yeah,
because they knew they'd
yes.
get that deal done. Right.
That's But that's the
This is
team
the difference to
coming to
me.
you and telling you, hey, we want to make a team with you. Come to us.
So why is begging for a
But
trade
this is the difference to me.
to chase a championship?
How were the Celtics before? What were they? How
Awful.
good? How
They're
good were
bad.
they? They were
They're real
awful.
bad. Right.
How were the Heat before LeBron got there? They won when Shaq
won a
and
championship.
Dwayne.
Yeah,
But
they
how
won a
are they
championship 4
when it was
years
just
prior.
Dwayne Wade?
Good, not great.
All right.
The playoff team.
How were the Cavs when LeBron went back?
Good, not great.
They were awful.
Really bad. I was just kidding. Yeah.
How were the Warriors before Kevin Durant went there?
They were great.
They were the best.
Right. I understand that.
It's the same comparison if
So-
Len Bias had lived and they got to draft the number 2 or 3 pick
Yeah.
in the draft.
Would Len Bias's legacy be ruined because he joined a team that was already great?
You're getting drafted. It's different than signing with
Yeah.
a team.
Yeah,
but-
no, I hear you. But I mean,
All
like,
I'm
what
saying
you're
is
talking about the
Rich
legacy.
get richer
LeBron's
and the
going.
poor get
LeBron's going to those teams under the idea that it's going to work out. He's putting them together. He's playing matchmaker. Doesn't necessarily like everyone thought that he was gonna. They were going to win that first championship,
Right,
and they
yeah.
lost because
Yeah.
they didn't. It took them a
Chemistry
while.
was different. Yeah, right.
So he's going there under the idea this is going to be better, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is.
Right.
Then he went back to Cleveland like this is going to be better. But I'm putting this team together, but they were awful,
Right.
and it has worked out pretty much.
Right. They've been in 7 straight finals or whatever.
Kevin Durant went to Golden State knowing
Right.
they were already good. Like he
Right.
was like, this is I know
Right.
I'm going to play in the finals. I know it.
So do you hate like?
To me, he just took the easy way out, and I
I think he took the easy way out. Yeah, I wouldn't argue.
I
that's
don't
not
like
the easy
like
way.
to me.
But I don't think he's wrong for that.
Here's the thing.
If Tom Brady left the Patriots and was just like when Denver had the best defense, was just like
Right.
I'm going to go play with Denver
Mm-hmm.
and win 10 championships.
Right.
People would be like, well, he won 10 championships, but Peyton Manning with no shoulder
Right.
won a championship.
See, I mean,
what's
I don't like what Ray Allen did, but that's because I'm a woman scorn in that situation. Like, you
yeah,
hurt
everyone
me
hates Ray Allen.
there. You know what I mean? It's the same situation that he chased a championship. He went to a team that was already great.
yeah, he chased the
Right.
championship.
He chased a championship. I don't actually have a problem with that move. My problem with it is that you burned the Celtics in the meantime. You know what I mean? Like, we gave you the sweeter deal. The same thing that you're saying.
Well, that's what Oklahoma City
Right,
did, though.
but I had a dog in that fight. You know what I mean? So
Well, I was
don't
gonna
care-
say,
I
here's-
don't care about Oklahoma City.
How would you feel if Durant came here and you make it to the finals this year?
I think if Durant came here, then
Do you? I mean, I'm asking you, Joe. Do you look at it differently? Because I still would look at him the same way.
No,
If it
I
just-
See,
would.
I would.
I would because the Celtics are an unproven commodity. No one expected the Celtics to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. They did if Durant came.
But with Durant there, yeah, they would have. Yeah,
But,
That's my
but
point.
that was based on the strength of Durant, not based on the strength of the team that was already there.
without him, right?
I get it, but my point is,
do you
I
think
still.
that you think the finals would have shaken out any differently if Durant wasn't on the? I mean, the finals, the games themselves might have, but do you think the two teams in the finals would have shaken out any differently?
If Durant was not on the,
Well,
If he
not
was
on
with
Golden
Boston?
State. If he was not on Golden State, just say Durant died in a car crash. If it was just the Golden State Warriors before Durant got there, do you think the finals would still be the same teams?
I think Golden State would have a
Probably.
little bit more trouble with
they
the Spurs.
they don't sweep
If-
through
if
the
what's-
they don't
if-
sweep through the playoffs,
Yeah,
but they're
no.
probably still the same
I
two
also
teams.
think that if Kawhi Leonard didn't get hurt, that series is a little different. too.
Maybe.
I think that the Warriors probably would have won the series. I think
That's my point.
A
If
healthy
Kyle-
Kawhi, no Durant.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
think,
a
I think
tough,
either way,
It's a
I
tough
think
series.
either way, Golden State is probably in the finals. It's probably let's say it's
possibility.
probably
I agree
like a
with you.
75% chance. We'll give
I had to- if I
we'll give
had
the
to bet
Spurs
money on it-
25%.
If I had to bet money on it, I would bet on the Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, right. I don't know. I think it's different. I think LeBron's so much less likable too.
Well, yeah, I hate him.
Along the way.
I don't want this to be misconstrued as
Now,
like
Joe-
I like LeBron.
Joe
I
likes
fucking
LeBron
can't
James.
stand
Okay,
him.
so that's where we're at. We've learned that today. Joe's
I
a
just
LeBron
think
James fan.
I don't like when people take the easy way out.
So you're happy that they're down 0-3.
Yeah, who are you rooting for?
Are you hoping for the comeback, or are you hoping for the sweep just so you can have like?
I actually have I'm rooting for Golden State, but for a different reason. Because I think if Durant wins his championship, he has a 1-year deal.
Right.
I think he opts into that second year, if I'm correct. I think it's a 1 year with an option.
Right. Oh yeah, he can opt out or yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think if he wins his championship, there's a chance he might leave.
Yeah, no,
I
there already
think
talks that
they're
he might
talking
go
about
back to
his-
the Thunder.
There's already talks of him saying that he would opt out and re-sign with the Warriors, and that way they can get Curry's deal done.
So I don't know. I kind of want to see them win a championship and then see what happens.
See what happens.
I think the NBA needs to do something though. They need to try and even curb this even more.
I think they have though.
I know they try to, but it doesn't. Like they
Because-
just don't. The players just don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Because what
always-
happens is it like we talked about before. This has been happening since tip off of the NBA.
or they should force LeBron into the Western Conference.
Right.
They should do that. They should say, "Listen, you need to go play for the Clippers."
What they should do is force someone into the Eastern Conference
or
to make
that,
it more level.
or
Yeah,
that.
right.
Matter
this
of
has
fact,
been-
let Paul George and LeBron and Kevin Durant and them go play in the Western Conference, and the Eastern Conference is where we'll see real basketball with competitive
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
and not just super teams.
I think.
Imagine Paul George with the Lakers and LeBron with the Clippers.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Actually, that would probably be a good basketball
It'd be fun to
season.
watch. A buddy of mine, a coworker, guy
We
Jason,
would just know the Western Conference is going to win the championship. It would be like the Eastern Conference is going to get swept. Doesn't matter who plays for them.
I want to know what you think of this idea. A coworker of ours, Jason's, mentioned it. That how cool would it be if in the NBA playoffs, let's say the 1 seed plays the 8, like we had the Bulls,
Yeah.
right? The winner of that series gets to take one player from the team they just beat with them
It's
in the
like
next
keep
round.
'em.
Yeah, like keep them, right? And then we play the Wizards, and we beat the Wizards. Now the Wizards already beat somebody, so
Yeah.
they have also someone else on their team.
That
You know
would,
what I
be,
mean?
that would be weird, but it would be completely not.
That'd be awesome.
It would be cool, but it would be.
Like that's your super team
it would
problem
have
right there.
It would
You
have
just
nothing
let-
to do with how good your team was during the regular. I guess seeding, but
Cheating, yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
Right.
I
But
don't
I mean,
know.
like, how cool would that be? Like, you would take Jimmy Butler, right?
Yeah, but
And
that
then
would
you'd probably
just suck if you had to play the Warriors. They would just keep taking like.
yeah.
Kawhi
Now the
Leonard.
Warriors are just going to be like,
right.
yeah, we'll take you
Right.
and you.
But then, like, think about it. You would get the Celtics would have had Jimmy Butler.
It'll just be an all-star game. By the time you get to
Right.
this, by the time you get to
Exactly.
the championship, it's just an all-star.
Yeah, but
There's
they're
a-
actually going to play.
There's
Yeah.
a super team problem in the NBA. So how do you address it? But by just feeding it. Like, if you can't beat them, join them. Right. So then just let there be this mega team.
And then at the end of the
fucking-
season, you go back to your team, even though
Yeah.
you won a championship.
Right. Yeah. You go to the White House with them, whatever. Fuck.
That's just weird. It would cause so many issues.
The logistics of that is weird, but I think that the actual tournament would be a
What
lot
if
more
you
fun.
put a rule in where if a player makes an all-star game,
Yeah.
you have to pay them a certain amount of money?
Well, they do that with
They do bonuses.
yeah, like the
I'm not
Paul
saying
George deal.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if a player makes an all-star game, his next contract has to be over this much.
What if only for the team that owned him already?
No, the team that owned him already, it's gonna
So let's say
every team doesn't matter if he goes into free
So what's
agency.
the point of that?
He has to get paid at least this because then it's going to stop teams from making super teams
how?
because now you can't work that cap situation out.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Durant
yeah.
couldn't have signed for the deal he signed for because he had to make this much money.
I think you should do that
Going
for
there.
all pro teams, not all star, because all stars fan voted.
Yeah, don't leave it up to the fans because
Right.
then stupid people will make a lot of money.
and they'd be like, oh,
But
there
no,
you
yeah,
go.
I agree. If you make an all-
Dellavedova,
If you made an
max
all
contract,
if
guy.
you made an all pro team the year before, you have to make this much money
that's a
going
decent
to a
idea.
new team.
I think that they're working towards that
Just because
type of thing now
That
because
stops people from taking a stupid, like a really small deal just to leave and go to a super team. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
You have to pay me this, and
right. Yeah, I also
that stops teams from who have 3 max contract players from signing,
Right.
a fourth guy on a
Right,
cheap
right.
deal.
yeah.
The
So-
reason it works with the Warriors is because they drafted so well.
Right, they're all on rookie deals.
They're all on rookie deals, so they had enough money to pay LeBron. I mean Durant.
Durant, yeah, that's true. It's true.
So I mean, I have to give the Warriors credit, or at
That's-
least the
that's-
Warriors GM.
That's what I was saying. That for the Warriors, you had to be impressed. By
I mean,
what
I was
they
giving
did.
the Warriors credit already because
Right.
they built that team from
Yeah.
the ground up. I mean, that
Right.
was.
I just feel like that's the point of free agency. I know you're saying the point of free agency is to make the most money, if that's what you're
I mean,
into.
I understand why he did it. I
Yeah.
just think he tarnished himself a little bit. Like he took
Yeah.
the easy way out.
I think
People like loyalty, and people like people who struggle and then
right.
persevere.
You know what's going to happen in 15 years? People are going to look back at Kevin Durant's career and they'll be like, one-time champion, whatever.
He was
You know,
good,
but-
not great, or he was great, but
He was
not.
great. He was great.
He's not that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think if he were to win 6 championships, like
With
all right,
the
let's say
Warriors?
let's say LeBron wins.
I think
six,
Cur-
six,
I
seven
think Curry
championships.
gets more chance. Like if Durant goes, let's say the Warriors stay together,
Yeah,
they win 6 championships.
right.
Curry gets more credit.
Yeah, because he was there first.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Durant is looked as the sidekick.
Right. So
even though he might be the better player.
He's the better player right now, but yeah, I get what you're
Curry
saying.
is the guy who gets the credit
He's the
because
mainstay.
he was the one who started that.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, let's say LeBron James, right? Let's say he gets to 6 titles, he goes to 10, whatever. Fucking
I think you have to give it to LeBron as the GOAT.
20 years from now, people are going to say, oh my God, this guy did this. He did it with 2 teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be remembered so much differently than the way we hate it now.
Or 3 teams, possibly.
Or 3, possibly, yeah. But you know what I mean? He's going to be like, man, he did it with Cleveland. Or he went to the finals with Cleveland when he was a youngster. And he went to Miami. And it's not going to be all the stupid fucking bullshit that we remember now.
If he wins 6, I mean,
Right.
Can you argue it? It's
I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's ever going to win another one.
Really? Well,
I think the
Golden
Warriors are in the way.
State team,
The Warriors are in the way.
Dude, I've heard this take before.
And they're
so
still
it's not,
young.
I've heard this take before, so it's not really hot. I don't think Jordan could beat this team. Don't think it.
I think this team, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, I agree with you.
I don't think Jordan could beat this team. I don't think those Bulls could beat this team.
Let's go right into the social media second because we had a really long rap session.
Oh, yeah.
That was long. All right, so we ran a poll after Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We posted it, and we had people guess what they thought was going to happen with the NBA Finals. The winning vote came in with the one that I voted for also, was Warriors in 6. It's not looking like that's going to be true. But
I think I voted Warriors in 5.
you have,
Me too.
Yeah, you guys both have Warriors in 5. That had 4 votes. My buddy Griffey had Warriors in 4.
I think he might be right.
The only vote for Warriors in 4. And he had,
I thought last night would have been.
I thought
it last
night was the night the
I thought
Cavs win.
That's what I was like.
Yeah.
Once they lost that, they gave it up. I'm like that. No,
Maybe
that's done.
they still win. I think
could
there's
win 4.
I think there's no way it gets past Game 5. It's impossible.
yeah, the only thing that worries me about
unless
this
somebody gets hurt.
is that
That's the only
they
thing.
blew a 3-1 lead before. And this is 3-0,
Yeah.
and it's never happened in basketball, and it's definitely never happened in the finals. But they did blow a 3-1 lead.
But that
and
was
it's just sort of like
that's without Kevin Durant though.
a little bit, yeah, without Kevin Durant, that's true.
I mean
but
that
it's
is kind of a big
no,
thing.
that's absolutely that
That's
is
like
that is a big deal.
Yeah, Clay, take the night off, and
Right.
Draymond, you take the night off,
Yeah.
and we'll
KD
still
and
win
Curry's
by
got it.
20 points.
Right, and then they're scoring 115 points at least every night. Like it's fucking ridiculous. So
And LeBron is playing really good.
he is. And
Outside
he
of the
does this-
fourth quarter.
He does this every time. Like
He's
remember-
not clutch. That's actually the thing that will affect LeBron's career
Yeah,
for the rest of
yeah,
he's,
not being clutch.
He's not clutch.
But you know, last night, Kyle Korver should have hit that shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
But
people
LeBron,
are like, "Why
LeBron should have
pass?"
taken it.
No, he shouldn't have. Not at the point he spun into triple coverage, and at that time he kicked the ball out because he's fucking surrounded by 3 people. Like if he spun the other way, he
I
had
know,
a hoop all day. But
I know what you're saying.
That's the smart play.
It is a smart play.
Right.
But if Kyle Korver hits that shot,
Yeah.
no one gave a fuck that LeBron passed it.
Right. Of course.
No one would give a fuck that it was LeBron that passed the ball.
Right, they'd be like,
it's
"Oh, that's
just
a good
like, oh, Kyle Korver, clutch
Right.
motherfucker, hit the
But
shot.
like everyone says, like, oh man, like that's the difference between Jordan and LeBron James. Like, no, it's not because that's why we know who Steve Kerr is. Like Michael Jordan passed the ball to Steve Kerr in a clutch situation,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. Like
He did make the right play, but
he did make the right play,
But
and
he
that's-
never takes the shot.
I know. You're right. You're right. He never ever does.
Maybe
And at
that's
least
because
Jordan
the
did.
defense is like, hey, we're not going to let you take the
He
shot.
spun himself into
Triple
a
coverage.
nightmare. Yeah, right. And like there was, if he took that shot, I'd be like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't take.
Maybe
that
that's the point. Maybe
Unless he made it.
Maybe he got to that point where he was going to take the shot,
shot. Right.
got in trouble, was like, "Oh shit, I'm in it.
I'm out.
The thing
Right,
is-
I gotta
Now
get
I got
out.
to get out of it."
If you're Kyle, it's like Kyle Korver was like the kicker in that situation. Like, you're here for one job.
Yeah, you have one shot.
Just hit the fuck. You're only here to shoot threes. That's it.
From the corner.
Yeah, we
where
got
you're-
you.
That's your hot spot.
Specifically to do one thing.
Right.
And you couldn't fucking do
That's
it.
a tough one. That's a real tough one. So it looks like Sweep City, right?
Get your brooms out.
That's where we're at.
I just don't think anyone beats
That's
it.
what I'm thinking.
I'm with you there. All right, let's do it.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
That's a book.
I'm going to lead this one off real quick because we've been talking a lot about it. My block talk is LeBron James.
Bring it right back.
Bring it right back to it. We've had a lot of basketball conversation here, but I guess it's NBA Finals week.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
It's not like we have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, let's fucking do it. LeBron James the other night was asked, guarding Kevin Durant, are you a little fatigued? Seems like your fourth quarter numbers have gone down a little bit. He says, quote, do I look fatigued? I'm averaging a triple-double in the NBA Finals. I'm all right. Which is fine, like a fair counter-argument, I guess. Like, that's something I want Stephen A. Smith to say, not LeBron James. Like, I don't want you keeping track of your triple-doubles. Like, why are you counting your own stats?
Because he worries about his comparison to
so
Jordan.
So much. And the reporter's not wrong. Out of the last 50 players that played in the NBA playoffs this year, there's more than 50, but out of the top 50, if you were to take each player's last 3 games played, right? So even like Isaiah Thomas's would be like game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, game 1, and then game 7 of the you know what I mean? So each of their 3 games played, LeBron James is 48th in the playoffs in points per fourth quarter.
Points scored
per fourth quarter in the final last 3 appearances.
Yeah, dude, he's not showing up.
He has 3.7 points.
Do you know who's
who's
behind him or in front of him?
Yeah, we can go. Klay Thompson's ahead of him.
Who's like right around him?
Right around him is Jeff Teague and Shelvin Mack.
Are those are ahead of him or behind him?
Let me do this here. They're all tied.
Oh, they're all tied.
3.7 points is a tie between C.J. McCollum, Shelvin Mack, LeBron James, Jeff Teague.
I think the name there is Shelvin Mack.
Yeah.
That's the name that really is like, ooh, okay.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Just like, who is that guy?
Can I tell you something, though? I kind of disagree with your balk talk.
Yeah?
Because I like how short LeBron has been with the reporters.
See, I think he's a prick.
I know he's a prick. I hate him.
He can do no right in my mind. Like, to be honest with you,
I hate
everything
him.
he does pisses me off.
But he had a great response to. I hate when people ask stupid questions. Like, that was actually a smart question,
right?
Like, because it's true,
right?
But there was one guy who asked him, like, going back to home court now, you really feel like you have to win both these games?
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at him and was like, "You're a smart guy, right?" He's like, I like to think so. He's like, "So what happens if we lose both these games?" And the guy was like, "Well, you'd lose the series." All right, so I think you answered your own question.
Yeah,
then.
right. Yeah,
like, that's a great response because that's a dumb question.
That is a good response. I'll just say that for the greatest player in the world, right, 3.7 points per fourth quarter, and I took the last 3 games of players because that's how many games been in the finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's would cover his NBA Finals performance so far. He's also averaging 9 minutes a fourth quarter. So out of the 12, he's averaging 9 minutes played.
Yeah.
So he's scoring 3 2/3 points in 9 fucking minutes of play.
It's like a point every 3 minutes.
Every 3 minutes, which is like 10 possessions. That's crazy.
Yeah, he has not been good in the fourth.
Which means that he's averaging 1 3-pointer every
9 minutes.
270 possessions.
Oh, yeah.
Because if like 10 possessions is 3 minutes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Every 30 possessions.
Yeah.
Every 30 possessions. That is crazy. Every 30 possessions, he hits 1 3-pointer on average, just on a made up scale here. You know what I mean? But that would be the equivalent.
Yeah, he's definitely disappeared late in these games.
Not good. Do you think he's tired? Because I bet you when they lose tomorrow night, right, they're going to do this long, drawn out fucking, LeBron's going to be on the bench. Oh, you can't blame him.
He's going to make it look like he left it all out there.
Right. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's going to be so disgusting. He's going to have, like, ice on his knees because they're probably going to lose by, like, 30 tomorrow.
Then he'll come out and say, "Yeah, I was exhausted, man."
Right. It was just, I left it all out there, and I gave it everything I had.
And then somebody will bring up about Michael playing with the flu.
The flu. Right. Yeah. And he'll be like, and then his quote about "Oh no, I'm averaging a triple-double in the finals," like fucking go me, whatever, we get it, like you're a stats accumulator. It brought me back to this finals 2 years ago, where, not this year, not this past year, the one that the Warriors won, and they said, talking about Steph Curry shooting, is he a nightmare out there? Is he tough to guard? I mean, a step-back three-pointer isn't going to be the reason why we lost that game. So, I'm the best player in the world. I don't worry about it. Like, You don't get to say that. You don't get to deem yourself, I'm the best
He
player in the world.
has it tattooed on his chest.
He is the
Dave.
chosen one. The chosen one.
That's what happens when you grow up and everyone sucks
In
your
believe
dick
land,
because
yeah. Right.
how great you are.
The
cannot
only
stand
thing
that
I
guy.
will say is,
I mean, you have to
the
remember-
more and more he doesn't wear a headband,
Yeah.
the more and more he shows his age.
This is the
That
difference.
receding hairline is fucking shown.
Unreal. Yeah.
He is thinning up top.
This is my theory on people who are goats, like
Okay.
greatest of all time. They're always the
I
person.
thought you meant goat people.
yeah, like
Just actually
Nah.
goat.
Those
Pygmies.
kind of people.
Pygmies.
Like the old Saturday Night Live skit with yeah.
people who are the greatest of all time are always the person who wants it the most.
Right.
Think about at least the two hardcore people that people always say is the greatest of all time, and the two most popular sports right now, basketball and football.
Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. Right.
Michael Jordan was cut off his high school basketball team. Worked his ass off. Became a starter. Went to Carolina. Worked his ass off. Then went to the NBA. Worked his ass off. Is now the greatest of all time. Tom Brady was repeatedly sat down
Right.
in college. Chip
For a
on his
baseball-
shoulder.
for a baseball
Worked.
player.
Yeah, worked his ass off. Got to the NFL. That's the smartest decision you ever made, Mr. Kraft. Drafting
Right.
me in the sixth. Worked his ass off. The people who are crowned before they do anything,
Right.
like LeBron, like Peyton Manning,
Right.
like
I mean,
they're always good players, obviously, because there's a reason they're crowned
Right.
for the most part.
But
I
the
mean,
edge-
there
but
are
the
like
edge-
Ryan Leaf or
I was
going
going
to
to say, like, hockey's one of those, like, you have the great one, Gretzky. He was
Gretzky.
great when he was young,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
young.
yeah.
And then you obviously have Sidney Crosby that has won multiple.
Yeah.
Right.
Those guys are always great, but
Yeah.
there's a difference between like LeBron will never
But
be
they
as
never
good.
talk about it. They
Yeah.
never say, I'm the greatest.
Yeah,
Right.
LeBron will never be as good as Jordan because he never experienced that.
If
He's
you
been
asked LeBron what his favorite championship was, he would probably tell you, "Oh, the first one or the second one." And then you ask Tom Brady, he says, "The next one."
the next one.
Right. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
like-
LeBron
It's
probably
a
has an
different
answer.
mindset.
Like, yeah.
You don't. It's not like. It's different when you've been coddled your entire
Mm-hmm.
career, or like LeBron has literally been coddled since he was like 15. Like
Right.
everyone, this is the kid. This is the kid. When he's a senior, he's gonna be a stud. When he's graduated high school, he's instantly going to the NBA. Same thing with like Bryce Harper. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The,
Right,
the
right.
people that are like
A Sports Illustrated
Peyton
cover
Manning-
as a high school player. Yeah.
Peyton Manning was known, he's the best quarterback in college, and
Well,
his dad
was
is
also-
his dad is an All Pro, or his dad is a great quarterback,
He ended
and
up being a Hall of Famer.
yeah, those people just don't have it. It's not the same.
That's
I mean,
absolutely
Gretzky
true.
is obviously the greatest hockey player of all time, but
Right.
And like Sidney Crosby who came out and Sid the Kid.
yeah,
He's won multiple Stanley Cups. He's backed it up a little bit.
Right. Right. Yeah. No. And that's. I mean, I see. What you're
I would
saying.
say a good
There's
example-
a hyper competitive drive
yeah.
that gets developed by failure.
Being knocked down.
Yeah,
I
being knocked down,
feel
right.
like that's a little bit what happened to him has happened to him twice in his career. A little bit. I understand what you're saying, but when he went to Miami, they lost the first time. Went back to Cleveland, they lost the first time. Or
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
first time.
He lost his. Well, he also lost his last time in Miami too.
There
like
you go.
think
Yeah.
Russell.
He's
He
had some
lost one,
setbacks.
lost one.
Think about
lost
the
this
two
one.
the two newer quarterbacks who are always compared against each other: Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson.
Right.
One was a late pick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
The
Way
other was
more
the first pick in
and,
the draft.
and has
Right,
been
right.
more successful
Right.
when it comes to championships. Andrew Luck is stats.
Right.
He was the second coming. Andrew Luck was the greatest quarterback prospect we've seen since
He let
Peyton
go
Manning.
of Peyton Manning
Well,
because, for
yeah.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he reminded me of Elway because
Yeah.
he came from Stanford as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
No, you're right. No, there's
there's a thing that those people have that
Yeah.
pushes them.
Yeah, I always felt that way. Like there are certain athletes that aren't even like the goats, but just I think feel that way too. Like Kobe, I think is a hyper competitor kind of guy.
Yeah.
And
Although I always credit Shaq more, but
Yeah,
for this-
no,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I do.
What about the two without him?
to me, Shaq was the most dominant basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
No, I'm saying, but what about the two championships without Shaq?
I mean, Kobe was good, but I think
Yeah.
Kobe doesn't win championships without Shaq.
I'm saying, what about the two he won without him?
I think he
Like, how can you say that he wouldn't win two without him or win without him when he won two without
Well,
him.
he still had an all-star center. I mean,
Yeah,
Pau Gasol.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And Andrew Bynum was a stud when he was on the Lakers.
When he was on the
When he was
court.
healthy.
Yeah.
When he was on the court, yeah.
Well, he was on the court, though, for those championships.
Yeah.
Not so much the second one, right?
The second one he won. We didn't have
It was
Perkins.
like immediately
I thought-
after.
It was
Okay,
vice
the-
versa.
the-
They
the year
lost when
before,
Bynum went down, yeah.
Kobe was great. He had pieces around him.
Real quick, every NBA champion has had fucking pieces
Oh, yeah,
around him.
no doubt.
I hate that. Like, I hate that when people say, like, I don't know, man, he's had some help. Like,
To me,
everyone
Shaq-
had
No,
help.
I think
To me, Shaq was the better Laker. To me, Shaq was the better player who gets and he gets less recognition.
it's
than
weird
Kobe.
because I here's the thing. I love Shaq.
Yeah.
He's my favorite basketball player. Of
Shaq's
all
my
time.
favorite center of all time, yeah.
And going based purely on like me growing up as a kid, Shaq's the man.
Right.
But the simple fact that like him, like he talks as much shit, if not more, about who he is and what he is
Oh yeah, Shaq has a personality.
than Kobe, and I hate Kobe more.
Right.
I don't know why.
Rape.
Well,
a rape case.
no,
That's
all.
It's
That's
Aaron,
like
Aaron, let's be real. It's
right.
you, okay?
Listen,
there's a
listen,
woman
listen.
mistreated there.
listen. No, listen.
Rape.
No, you got me. Like I don't want to say is that's like not even a quarter of the reason why I don't like the guy. I just don't like him. I
Really?
don't like him. I don't like the comparison to.
So you don't
to-
mind that
to-
he raped that woman?
No, I said that's a quarter
Definitely
of the
okay
reason.
with rape.
Yeah,
That's what you're
totally,
saying.
A very
That's
accepting
what
of
I.
rape. Okay.
Those are the exact words.
Write that down.
But
Shaq was just more dominant to me. That's all.
yeah, I just think that
Shaq's
he-
probably the most dominant
I
player
just
in
think
NBA
he was,
history.
and I know you love him. You love Kobe.
I do.
I just
As
think
a Celtics fan, it's
I
odd,
feel
but
like
fucking
no.
love Kobe
But
Bryant.
here's the thing: I feel like Shaq and guys like that. I think it's guys that are personable,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like if you met him on the street, he'd be funny and a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I get a
I don't want
cockiness from Kobe.
Right, I don't want
I get
him to be
that
a nice
from
guy.
LeBron. I know that.
Right.
But
Oh, Jordan would be a dick.
yeah, no, he is.
Guaranteed.
No, he is. He's notorious for if he's
Right.
not there for that, he's not your fucking friend. It's like a
Right.
fucking Brock Lesnar. He doesn't want to fucking see your face.
Yeah.
You're not in his world. I feel the same way, but at the same time, I want to meet somebody that's not a fucking douchebag.
Right.
That was great, and they don't, and they love the fact that they were who they were, and they're not overly chauvinistic. Like, yeah, no, fuck it, dude, I'm way better than you. No, I'm just fucking happy to be alive, and I got lucky that I was born
Right.
fucking 7'2".
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like,
I get that.
I feel like you got a LeBron, like you said, he's been coddled his whole fucking life,
Mm-hmm.
and he got that stupid fucking tattoo on his chest.
An idiot.
I'm sorry, I can't let go of shit like
No,
that.
no, he's an idiot. No, he's sucks.
If you deem yourself something,
I like
Right.
Kobe more than LeBron.
You like Kobe more than LeBron.
I'm
Of
pretty.
course.
I'm kind
Yeah,
of.
you should, yeah.
I'm pretty indifferent about Kobe. Like
I really like
he never
Kobe.
really pissed me. He never really bothered me.
I
Have
just-
you ever
I
seen
didn't-
his documentary Muse that he did about himself?
No.
It's fucking incredible. It is so good. Check it out.
As a Celtics fan, like obviously I know I'm not supposed to like him, but
Right.
whatever. I never really felt a certain type of way about Kobe.
Right.
I always thought he was a whining bitch. But that was just me.
See, I don't think he is. I think he's such a competitor. I don't think he's whiny
Yeah,
at all.
I
think
can
he's
actually. I
hyper-driven.
actually like his competitiveness.
Right.
I just always, to
See,
me,
LeBron whines more than he's competitive.
Oh,
Oh no,
Kobe's
dude!
much
Fucking
more
all
competitive
right, so
than
we'll talk about just literally like the finals.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking holds the guy that I hate more, probably more than him.
Right, Draymond Green.
Fucking
yeah.
Draymond Green, and then when Draymond Green just like barely pinches his elbow down to hold like LeBron
Yeah.
back from
Yeah.
holding him anyway,
Yeah, he wedged
he
him, yeah.
runs to the fucking rock. That's holding. That's holding. Shut the fuck up, you
Right.
whiny little bitch.
oh yeah, I
He's the
can't
worst.
take him.
Yeah, you know he's the worst. That's I mean.
Now everybody said, you know, what's the biggest rebuttal to a New England fan?
they say
Well, Tom
Brady's
Brady
whiny.
does that.
Bullshit, dude. Look up
He
a
really
montage.
doesn't. Right.
It doesn't matter. Every quarterback does. Every single one.
Right.
Tell me Big Ben doesn't. I
Oh, Big
love,
Ben's a fucking whiner too.
I love when people
Peyton
say
Manning
that.
used to do it all the time.
Not only that, Peyton Manning would scream at his offensive line
Right.
constantly. No one ever brings it up. Brady's yelling on the sideline.
Right.
Look at him. He can't take getting hit. Like,
Right. Right.
Dude, Brady looked Urlacher in the eyes and didn't slide.
Right.
You can never call him a pussy. You can never call him a bitch, a little whiny bitch, ever again.
Right.
He looked the hardest hitting linebacker
Remember
in the
when he
NFL.
remember when he dove over the Ravens line
Yeah.
and Ray Lewis hit him in the back?
Yeah.
And his
Oh, yeah.
legs folded over.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
What
he's
about-
done.
what about-
He's done. That's it. Like,
What about
that's
last
so great.
season when he jumped into the end zone?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
last year. He run.
Right.
Brady running through molasses at like 0.2 miles per hour.
Right. Who was that against? Was that the Chiefs?
It might have been. Dove into the end zone.
Right. Right. I love that where him and Sebastian Vollmer
Oh,
were
he's a
doing the
baby
German.
though. He's a whine. He doesn't want to get hit. He dove. He didn't go out of bounds. He didn't
Right.
slide. He dove into the end zone.
Same thing with against the Browns. Remember in his comeback game when he stood up and did the first down thing?
Yeah.
Where he did fucking, he like dabbed on him. On first down. Yeah, no, that's fucking bullshit.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain
LeBron
people
sucks.
that you bring it up, and
Right.
it's just,
LeBron is actually a whiny baby. Everyone just doesn't like Tom Brady. It's like
Right.
LeBron is actually a whiny
yeah,
little
like, the
baby.
fact of the matter is
and
that he is,
everyone
yeah.
just doesn't like Tom Brady, so they put that
Right.
false narrative on him.
Right. That's true. So I'm done. That's mine. I hate LeBron James, and he can do no right. And I'm interested. I'm really still kind of hung up on your Kevin Durant thing. But
so.
everyone's
What's
entitled to
your
opinion.
Bach talk, Joe?
No, let's do yours next.
You want to do mine?
We're gonna do yours next. We'll keep it on the football comparison.
Okay. My Bach talk is what do they call him? OBGYN or what the fuck is it? Fucking OBJ.
OBJ. Yeah, a lot of people have been calling him ODB. I'm like, that's the old dirty bastard. That's not.
Well, if you looked at his hair, he looks like a mop. So I mean, it's a possibility. No, I'm so far fucking against people holding out, especially when it's not the fucking
End of your
Patriots
contract.
or
Oh.
the Patriots, for the simple fact that the Giants pay. Why are you holding out? Why? And I get it. And people will say, "Oh, well, he's missing all this training." No, he works out. Like, you can stay healthy. I'm not worried about that. The simple fact that you're missing all these OT, mini camps, whatever, training with your teammates, building up that fucking rapport. Granted, he's been playing the past couple years with Manning. It's not like he can't go to a fucking local high school and fucking throw with Manning. It's not like that.
Or any like high school quarterback probably throws just as good as Eli Manning. So
A little bit, yeah. But or he could just call Peyton up and be like, "Hey, just throw me some balls, man."
Peyton Manning can't lift his arm probably.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But no, I just can't stand guys that hold out like that, and it doesn't improve your team. It doesn't make your corners better by you sitting out and not giving them the fucking best fucking person to practice against.
Yeah.
You're like, and I brought it up pre-show. I said about how I think you're giving Marshall a lot more fucking catches than he should get.
Yeah.
And it's going to build up a rapport with Manning. Manning might start favoring him a little bit more.
I think Dave, is this the one that you disagree with?
Yeah.
And I think I know what you're going to say
Yeah.
because I think I might have the same kind of idea.
Yeah. Go ahead, shoot.
But I want to know what
Okay.
it is.
I don't have a problem with the guy holding out at all because an NFL owner will do the exact opposite to someone, and we're like, fuck him. Like, how did Jeremy Maclin wind up in the situation he's in? By a guy that decided not to uphold his end of the contract? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he got cut, but he get paid a certain
he
amount
got paid
to
a certain
leave.
guaranteed.
He get paid out.
The NFL is also structured the way that you guys were telling me that the NBA is built for making money.
Yeah.
Right? He can hold out till week 10 and still make his full contract.
But
So
he has
there's
to pay a fine for every game he holds out on.
Right.
He
Yeah.
pretty much doesn't get a weekly game check.
Yeah, he doesn't get the weekly game check, but he still gets his guaranteed money and whatever, as long as he reports it. by week 10.
Like
I mean, and for his contract, the way it's built right now, it's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot
So
of money. Right.
I'm saying he'd lose
He'd lose a decent amount.
a decent
cash.
amount of his cash.
so
That's his prerogative.
My point is, last season, you went on this fucking boat trip with your fucking teammates, and
Right.
you got shit on in the fucking postseason.
Here's where I'm not going to argue with you. Odell Beckham is a dope. He is.
So
But
then,
I
if
don't
you're an idiot to
hold
begin
this-
with,
I don't
he
hold
proposed
this
to a
against him.
kicking net. I mean,
That's true. Yeah, we're talking about the same guy that
He proposed
the
to a kicking net,
That's true.
so-
And then also mated with it on the sideline
Yeah.
and pulled it on top of him.
yes,
he consummated the marriage.
Right. I just feel like I don't blame guys for holding out.
But if you're a team that, like, I get it when somebody does it for New England because guess what? Belichick's not going to pay you.
Right.
Not unless you fucking tell him, listen, I'm not going
And
to.
he did it with Logan Mankins.
Yes, and Mankins held out.
And he paid him.
Yeah. No, and I know.
Right.
But
Well,
my
didn't
point
Mankins
is,
come back first, and then they paid him in the offseason?
Yeah, right. He came back like
Week
week
10.
8 or
Yeah.
week 9, right
Almost
before
at
the
that week 10,
Right,
yeah.
right, yeah.
but my point is, come on, man, you're young.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep working with your teammates.
Make as much money as
So
fucking
this is-
possible.
He's
You're
making.
playing the
He was
shortest
on the
sport.
cover of fucking Madden last year. You don't think he got paid for that?
You're playing the shortest sport.
I get it, but he's got
Wasn't Gronk on the
some.
cover of Madden last year?
2 years ago it was OBJ, but yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
My point is also: is this the first time two back-to-back?
This is the first time. Yeah.
Two
Teams?
back-to-back. I didn't,
Teammates,
yeah,
back-to-back,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
It is, yeah.
sorry.
No,
just
it's
kicked
a-
into my head as
No,
you
it's
said
a nice
that.
random question. I actually knew the answer to that.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I just feel that, like, for how much of a dope he is off the field,
Yeah.
it would help him to build that. Like, it's literally second nature with him and Manning.
So Dave-
when you're already bringing in a bunch of receivers this offseason because they sent Cruz's left.
Right. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, you're one of the guys that he really knows. You're going to give him a chance to give other guys chances and lower your
You're
stats.
gonna
and,
catch everything? Like
No,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Like,
saying
there's
that.
still
I'm
gonna
just
be balls for
saying.
him.
So
I'm saying all these crazy catches you've seen in the end zone with him.
Right.
That's going to be Marshall this year.
Could be. Marshall's a good receiver. It
So-
may have been Marshall anyway. I don't think that he's going to hurt his rapport with Manning by sticking it
I'm
to
saying
Manning.
it's going to hurt your. I think it hurts your entire team.
Do you think he gets a deal done this year?
Do I think they make
extension.
a deal with him?
Yeah.
Because they're the fucking Giants. They'll pay him.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's teams that will pay you.
Right.
It's not hard to just go into camp and go, hey, and show them you're working hard.
Right.
And just say, hey, yeah, let's work out a deal.
Right. Right. Well, do you
I'm
think
here to
that's
play.
happened though? Like, do you think he just said, "Oh fuck it, I'm not going"? Like,
No. I'm
I
not
think
saying
they
he
had some
hasn't tried to have a
conversation.
conversation, but
what more
for
does he
you
have
to
to do?
you go to work.
But he's been coming to work, and
No,
he's
this
disgusting.
year
Like, he's a
he
top
hasn't.
3 receiver.
This year he
Right.
hasn't.
Yeah, because he's decided I'm not going to do it for the rate that.
If
that-
I decided tomorrow not to go to work because I don't feel I'm getting paid enough,
right,
do I still have a job?
no, we cut you.
There you go.
Right.
So
But
this
that's your
is
right to.
so Dave's argument was kind of what I was going to say, but he didn't quite get all the way there. OBJ is worth a certain amount of money right now. However much it is.
Okay.
Let's say he blows his knee out.
Yep.
He didn't hold out now. So he's still on his rookie deal. Now the Giants come back and say, well, you're coming off a blown injury. I don't know
Right,
if
right.
you're going to be the same. We're going to give you... It's the same...
That's what I was saying when I
it's
said get
this-
as much money as possible.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
the
now,
same
right? You
argument
get it.
of people like holding out in the Senior Bowl in college.
Right. To
and
protect
not,
their
and
own
not playing
investment.
because the Senior Bowl...
Well, that's
doesn't-
different.
The
You're
Senior
not
Bowl,
getting paid.
The Senior Bowl doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I mean. You're not getting paid for the Senior Bowl.
But
In the pros, you're getting paid when you play.
But you're hurting your draft stock by not playing.
How?
because people look at the Senior Bowl as the most... You're putting...
No, I do. I get that, but how many number 1 picks have played in the fucking Senior Bowl?
Probably most of them. This
No.
whole thing where they started holding out of Senior Bowls is semi-recent.
Yeah, it is. It's
No,
pretty
but
new.
I'm
But not all of them get
But
to
wait
the
a minute.
Senior Bowl.
Let's take
because-
your own sentence. Go to work, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you said, Odell.
But
go
it's
to
not work. That's
He's
his
senior.
argument.
It is his work,
It
though.
is because that's your journey. No, I'm talking about as a senior. That's what you do.
Yeah, but here's the
That's
difference.
Step
No,
one
no.
of your path.
But my point is, when you're in college,
Yeah.
you're technically still not getting paid.
Right. No, I know that.
If
But
you
the
want
reason why
to,
you're playing college football is to get
No, you
paid.
could make an argument though because the Senior Bowl is also not for your actual.
it's not
team.
your team.
It's just like an All-Star game kind
You're
of.
not. You're when you.
It's like a in-game combine.
It's like guys that don't go and play in a fucking bowl game because they're a senior or junior or whatever. They're going to go out the next year and
Right.
they don't play the bowl game.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking.
That's
Not
what
even
he's
a Senior
talking
Bowl. I'm
about. Right,
talking
not the
like
Senior Bowl,
Leonard Fournette didn't play in his bowl game,
Right.
Because he didn't want to risk getting hurt. He wanted.
That's what. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah,
I
but
was
see,
talking about.
I disagree with that.
You think he should or shouldn't?
I think you should play.
Right.
But the thing is,
You're getting essentially
But
a
he's protecting
free
his own
But what
education.
I'm saying is, I'm Leonard Fournette. I
Yeah.
already gave you. I got you to the bowl game.
Yep.
The only reason you're in the bowl game is because of me. This is the last game I'm going to play for you guys. I can't risk getting hurt and losing millions of dollars because I'm done with you. I'm done with you, and I got you here. I got a ton of recognition to LSU, but I can't take that risk. I know I made it so, but he's already injury prone.
The only difference with that is college football, you're not getting paid.
Right, but that's why you're playing college football, is to get paid. Like, to
I
get your
understand
job.
that, but my point is, it's a double-edged sword for me because I like the fact that guys, when they go to college, I don't believe you should go for
Well, I don't
fucking
like people
2
that hold
years.
out, but I understand it.
No, like I said, I understand it when it's a team that's like very fucking frugal and you're the best fucking player on the team. But when you're one of the best players in the NFL as a wide receiver, everybody fucking considers him that. I don't.
I understand it
But-
always.
Wait, you don't think he is?
No.
A top receiver in football?
No.
He's top 3.
He's top 3.
I don't.
Who? All right, give me your 3.
No, we're not going into
No,
that.
no, I
We're
want that. I
talking
want that. I
about-
want that. I want that.
No. We're talking about the fact that he's holding out. My point is, when he's holding out,
Yeah.
you're hurting the corners you practice against. You're hurting your fucking team morale. And I'm not saying
I think you think like this because you're a Patriots fan.
no, because
So what about Leonard
This
Fournette
is not
sitting
the
out?
fucking same. It's not.
What
I
about
don't.
Leonard
I
Fournette?
don't like that he sat out.
Right, but you said there's a difference because
You like
he's not
guys that
getting paid.
put you like guys
That
that
doesn't
put
help his
team
teammates.
before themselves.
I think if you go in there, if now this is the way I've looked at it because I've always been, and I'm not, I can't compare myself at all to anything other than like a high school football player.
Yeah.
But when I played on a semi-pro football team, I fucking paid to play. I went and busted my ass all off season. I fucking worked out, showed up to every fucking practice, did every fucking charity event they asked me to. And then some guy that was washed out of Grambling State, got 2 workouts with the Giants, and ended up working at fucking Stop and Shop, got to play ahead of me because he's bigger than I am, but he never comes to practice and never gives a flying fuck about anything. I have a team first mentality. I don't like people that put themselves ahead of the team. I understand that he needs to get paid, and he needs to get paid now because football, your average career is 2 to 3 years. Right. The longest NFL careers. If he wants a long NFL career and he doesn't want to fucking get hurt, be a fucking long snapper. They have the longest NFL careers.
So is ODB? I did it. Is OBJ on his rookie contract?
I think this is the last year of his rookie contract.
See, I don't have a problem with him holding out then. If he had signed a contract and then he started holding out like 2 years
But
later.
you signed your rookie contract.
did sign.
Yeah, but it's not the same. There's a cap on how much money you can
No,
do.
I understand. My point is, all you have to do is show up. It's the Giants. They're going to pay him.
I know, but
who else are they going to fucking pay?
But he's at the height right now. He's at the most. He's at his cap. He had
You
two
don't-
strong years. He hasn't been hurt. If he gets hurt this year, he's losing himself money.
But you don't think him coming into
But this is how he gets them to pay him.
you can go to work and still get paid.
Yeah, but this is how he says, "Listen, I'm not happy." This is how he gets them to pay
You
him.
tell them that.
Yeah, but that doesn't always work that way.
And they'll say, "Okay, finish your contract, and
Yeah.
we'll talk."
And then
in
you
the
just
offseason."
say, okay, well then I guess I'm going to another team.
We just talked about it. Mankins held out for 9 games. They never gave him a contract that season. They said, "Hold out."
No, they
He
had
can't-
no. They agreed that they would give
They
him a new
said-
contract.
They talked to him, but they never gave him one.
Yeah, they
That-
said, "But we're not giving you the
they
deal right
gave
now.
it- they gave it to
re-up
him
you
when he
next year."
came back.
Yeah. Right.
My whole point is, if you go in and talk, if they say no, okay, I'm going somewhere else.
But
now.
then he
Okay,
blows his knee out.
Showed me that I'm leaving.
Wait a minute. Can I just bring this full circle? So he says, "Hey, I want to make more money." They say no. You say, "I'm leaving in free agency."
Then he blows his knee out.
Hey guys, that's fucking Kevin Durant. Okay,
I didn't say.
That's what he did. Hey,
I
I,
didn't
want to win a
say-
championship.
Did I
Not
say-
quite though, because they would have paid him.
I want to win a
Here's the
championship.
thing.
Are we
Did
going to get
I-
better?
did I-
No.
no.
Okay. I'll see you guys
Hold on.
later.
I don't think he waited to see.
Did
if
I?
he'd get
Did I
better.
say?
He was with them for 6 years.
Did I say
6, 7 years?
Did I say I was mad at Durant leaving?
Yeah,
I just
you
said
was wrong.
no. I didn't say. I said I look at him the same way as I would if he went to
thing
fucking
is-
Boston.
The thing is, you want him to go there and say, "I want more money," and they're going to say no, and they're going to say, so he's going to say, "All right, so I have to risk my health
Right.
doing this, and then when I get hurt, I'm going to make less money than I could have made before I got hurt."
Hey, listen. I play both sides of the fence on this because I understand the business part of it. I'm not saying you don't.
I don't have a problem with guys holding. I don't have a problem
if I was the owner, I'd tell him, hey, if you don't want to get hurt, don't play fucking football, buddy. And then if I'm the owner, I'd be like, hey, I'm winning you games. Aren't you in the business of success?
Yeah.
Fucking pay your cap. Like,
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
couldn't
mean? Like,
you go
bring it
in and say, hey, I'm gonna use your language. Fucking, I'm a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
I want your top 3.
No, we're not talking about it right now.
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones? Yeah.
All
He's
right.
number 1.
He's number 1. Right. Okay. Des Bryant
Yeah.
is better than Odell Beckham?
Yes.
I don't think so anymore. AJ Green?
Yeah.
Close.
No, he is.
Close. Who's after that? Who's
You
next?
said top 3.
Right.
Right there.
The thing is, I have
I have Odell Beckham too.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Him too.
I've also looked up his height.
Yeah, who cares about his height?
I'm just talking. We're talking. I also think Brown's better than him.
Antonio Brown. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, Antonio Brown. Yeah. Antonio Brown.
My top 3 doesn't have AJ Green or
Des Bryant.
Des Bryant.
Me neither.
That's fine. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
We're just talking sports.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
All I'm
saying.
saying is I don't have
Everybody's mad at me because I don't want him to hold out.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with guys holding out on their rookie deal. I have a problem when they sign a new deal, then go a year later. All right, I'm not happy with my
Yeah,
new
because
deal. I
you
want
should
one more.
have
No,
you should
totally.
have banked on yourself.
Yeah.
No, at that point you just
Right, you're a prick because
Yeah.
you didn't believe.
So
in
I don't
yourself
have a
when you signed
problem
your
with what
contract.
he's doing right now. If he would have done this next
4
year,
years from now, whatever.
or
right.
2 years from now, I would be on your side.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey,
No. My point
You're
is,
being
should've
a
believed
prick
in
now.
yourself, Yeah.
I also think that like a guy that comes in and talks. Come on, man! Like you don't think you're gonna do?
I think they're going to pay him.
I think
I'm with you on
That's
that.
why I don't think you need to do that.
But maybe he's just trying to get it faster. You know what I
Right,
mean? Maybe
right.
he's just like, hey, I'm going to stop. I'm going to hold out, and then you guys are going to give it to me so we don't have to deal with this during the season.
It puts the ball in the Giants' court.
I don't want to have to talk about my contract while the season's going on. So I'm going to hold out now. You guys are going to pay me money.
Because Bill Belichick sure as shit did that. Jamie Collins like, hey, I'm worried about not getting an extension.
No, see,
okay.
here's
Have fun and believe, land. We'll fucking see.
But here's the
later.
difference.
He was never going to get paid.
Right.
I'm firmly in that category.
The
And if you
difference,
believe that
the
video-
difference is people believe, everyone, I guess, apparently except for me, believes that he's a top 3 receiver and he deserves to get paid as
He's
such.
definitely
He's definitely
top
top
five.
5. Okay, yeah, he definitely top
I
5.
don't
but
consider him that, but that's
not
me.
even 5?
No, I just
my
told
God.
you.
No, you did 3.
He
did
put
three.
I said-
Antonio Brown, so that's 4. Maybe
That's
Mike
4.
Evans.
Mike Evans 5.
He's definitely better than Mike Evans.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have him. I forgot about Antonio Brown. He's probably 3rd. Julio Jones.
I think.
Brown.
I
Beckham.
think.
Yeah.
I
my
think.
3.
Well, never mind.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
This is a
Don't
free-
say it has to do with Eli,
This
because
is a
I
free
think Eli
form.
is awful.
No,
Like,
not at
legitimately
all.
awful.
No. I think they know that there's a shelf life on Eli. I know they've gone pretty good off season. They've brought in a lot of good help, a lot of defense and offense. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you go in there and I'm sorry, you say to them, hey, I'm going to come in, I'm going to work out, I want to be with the team, I want to be part of this. Let's get a deal done by the end of preseason.
No.
Let's do this.
I'm playing the owner.
No.
Okay.
No.
Go out,
That
like I
sounded
said.
like a sound drop. No.
Once again, you can go work out, you can play the games. When
Yeah.
the fucking season's over, deuces.
Right.
I did everything I could to prove to you that I deserve that contract, and you didn't want to pay me.
All right, we'll see.
Sounds like Kevin Durant. Free agency.
No,
Going after what he
no,
wants.
no, different. No, it's totally different.
Going after what
it's
he
totally
wants.
different. And here's the thing: if he's going after a ring, he wouldn't be going to a Patriots.
He'd be signing with the Patriots right now.
No, he wouldn't. I mean,
For-
if he was going for a ring, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not going to go for a ring. He wants the
because he wants the
paycheck.
money.
Yeah, so he's going to go
There's
like a
difference.
Jacksonville. That's different.
There's two
The
two
NBA
players in the world.
there's
No,
NBA
there's two athletes.
Yeah.
There's fucking pay me and I want to win.
So Darrell Revis is somewhere in the middle?
No, he's paying me.
he was pay me. I'll get one for my legacy. Pay me.
He still got paid.
And he got paid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got
right,
paid to play
No,
for
that's
the
what I'm
Pats.
saying.
Brady is I want to win.
Also,
I want to win. Pay me $1 million in base salary. last year.
Edelman is
I want to win. Then you get a guy like
Amendola is the ultimate I want to win.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I felt like he was a pay me guy coming from St. Louis.
I thought so too.
And then now I think that he's got a little taste of it. He's sort of like, I just like winning.
Yeah, what
Like,
can
I
you
was
pay?
like,
Well, what
McDonald's
other-
fries?
yeah,
All right.
right.
Well, listen, but he also has the same coach that loved him.
Right.
McDaniels?
Yeah, McDaniels.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's what I mean. And then you wind up with a guy like Odell Beckham. Pay me. I don't fucking care if we're winning games or not.
I don't like you
100
guys
catches
tonight.
15 touchdowns.
Because you keep making me defend. You keep making me defend people I don't like.
I don't want to do
That's
the
why I
show
don't like.
anymore.
I don't like Odell Beckham. I don't
like him
LeBron.
for holding hell. I don't.
I know, and you're just completely entitled to that.
I
I just
think-
feel different. That's all. I just was spitting my side.
I don't care that he's holding out now. If he held out later,
Yeah.
and after he had signed a deal,
Yeah, okay.
I'd be all
I
on
totally
it.
understand your point too.
So Joe tonight has undressed himself as a LeBron James fan.
No, I hate all of these people.
Odell Beckham.
You guys keep making me
OBGYN.
OBGYN
You
cheerleader.
guys keep making me defend these people.
Man, all right.
I hate the Giants. I hate the Cavs. Stop doing this.
Who else do you hate? Bach talk.
The Jets, and
There
they're
you
my balk talk.
Let's stay with football.
The Jets are my balk talk because what the fuck are they doing?
They're awful.
Just like we have like a couple good players on our team, so
Who's
we're
our-
just gonna get rid of them.
Who's their quarterback?
Derek Anderson,
Is
is
it?
that his name? Derek
Might be-
Anderson.
might be.
He used to play for Cleveland last year.
Okay, yeah.
Derek Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He signed
That tall
he's-
fuck?
He signed with the Jets. He'll play like one game. He'll hurt himself, and then they'll play
He'll
Bryce
get
Petty.
punched by a linebacker.
Yeah, they'll play Bryce Petty,
Right.
and then they'll go 0-16 because they gave away they cut all of their. They told Eric Decker that they will either release him or trade him by the end of this week. That's
what
the best
the
player.
fuck?
Talent wise, Eric Decker's the best player on the team right now.
Yeah, because Marshall's gone.
Right.
No, you know who? No,
On
best
the
player
offense. He's the best player on the offense.
No, Forte.
No, Forte's washed up.
Forte's a
Washed up.
beast.
He's washed up now.
He's on a shitty team.
Dude, Bilal Powell might be better than Matt Forte.
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown.
Not Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson was a quarterback
Browns
for the Browns.
Yeah,
though.
right. Yeah.
Just
Josh
He
old
was
school.
he was a first round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No,
dude.
yeah, Josh McCown, who will get hurt,
Right.
and
It
then
will
it'll be
Chad
Bryce
Petty.
Petty
Or Bryce Petty.
or
yeah,
whatever.
I saw him play.
Hackenberg,
Chad Pennington.
I
There's
saw-
also Zach Hackenberg. Yeah.
Christian,
Hackenberg. I like making up first
and then
names. I just fill in
anyway
the
they
blanks.
cut their middle linebacker too, who was led the team in tackles last year.
Really good.
So
Good young player.
tank for
Sheldon Richardson off the roster already?
no,
I heard they were talking about trading him.
yeah, they just
No, it was
want
a possibility. Yeah.
They're doing
Yeah,
the
no, they're-
equivalent of suck for luck, but they're going to be way better at it than the Colts because I think they don't win a game this year.
Right.
I'm seriously.
Right.
It's like them and the Bears are really going to duke it out.
Right.
The Bears might seriously not win, even have a chance at winning until after week 8.
Who was that kid they drafted? The Bears. Did they draft the quarterback?
Trubisky. Yeah, what we thought was going to be the Browns quarterback.
Yeah.
But but the Bears, you should see their schedule, dude. It is brutal.
It's awful.
Until week 8, they do not have a very favorable
They'll be
matchup.
They'll be 0-8.
Yeah, easy. So
That's tough.
yeah,
That's tough.
So the Jets are bad,
Real bad.
Tankapalooza.
Tankapalooza.
very bad.
Let's
And
get
I
into.
think I might be happy about that.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Joe, what's your I'm not mad at it?
So I'm really not mad at the Jets being bad. Because I hate the Jets. I don't know if we've gone over this yet, but there are other people. I'm not going to sit here and defend the Jets tonight because I feel like I've already defended a lot of people I hate. And I've hit that quota. So
I'm trying to play David's advocate here. And,
Are they smart to tank this year
no, it's never smart to tank,
in the NFL?
especially in the NFL, because
I mean, what are you going to do? Go fucking 6-10 and not get a top 10 pick? And then,
I think even if they had Eric Decker and the other guy, they would go like 2-14.
3-13 or something, right? Yeah,
so
yeah. That's probably true. That's probably true.
they're going to sell no tickets.
I'm trying to play. There's an alter ego.
There
that I
are
put
Jets
on.
fans right now who are putting Giants gear on. Like it's
Yes,
happening.
it's
I can
happening.
see
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I can hear it from
The
miles
sea green
away
is
in New
turning
York.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the New York Jet,
The fireman Ed is learning how he can spell out Giants in some kind of chant.
yeah, he already
right
gave
now.
up like 2 or 3
Yeah, he
years
gave
ago.
up.
They
He
had to
gave up.
pay him to come back.
They did. Yeah. Yeah. That was tough. Yeah, the Jets do suck. They really do.
Like Revis would say no. They could give Revis the
Yeah.
equivalent of a max contract right
Like
now, and he'd be
franchise
like,
tag
"I
him.
don't think I want to play for you guys.
I'm good.
I think I'm good."
I'm good.
You know you don't have a team, Darrell, right? Like, yeah, I think I'll stay that way.
What is your I'm not mad at it, Aaron?
Mine is Sean Thornton, former forward of the Bruins. Been playing the past couple years for the Florida Panthers. This week was hired as a Florida Panthers business executive. Oh, wow.
Is that like a GM?
I think it's more along the lines of he's kind of like a consultant. Like, you come in.
So he helps the GM.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He's probably going to evaluate talent.
Business executive almost sounds like
handshake guy when they come in.
Concession, like looking at concession numbers and ticket
yeah.
sales and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't picture him doing that, but I can picture him being that guy that, like, when people come to talk to the executives, he's their former pro that can shake their hand. Kind of like the Detroit used to do back in the day with Gordie Howe.
They gave him a position with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. I loved him as a Bruin. He loved Boston. He exemplified Boston. He was a shorter guy. Loved to fucking throw down. Since he left, there has not been a good fucking fighter on the fucking Bruins.
Right. That's true.
Oh, yeah, bro. If he loved Boston so much, how come he didn't do that here?
Why?
Yeah.
Because
how come he doesn't work for the Bruins?
Because Boston already has Cam Neely, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, like the excuse, bro.
As their GM.
He's trying to get you to rip Sean Thornton.
Nah, it ain't going to happen, bro.
It's happening.
It's like last night. I'm not going to make fun of
He signed
somebody
with
that
those
can kick my
weak-ass
ass.
Panthers, bro.
I'm not doing it.
No, that's cool. Good for him.
No, I'm just happy for that guy. Like,
Yeah.
he said, this is the next chapter in my professional hockey career.
That's awesome.
And I think
cool for
that's
Sean Thornton.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, props to him.
Dave?
I'm not mad at it. Actually stems from a conversation that we've had, like, kind of developing over the past few days. And earlier I noted that I'm a diehard Kobe Bryant fan. Even though I'm a Celtics fan, I'm really a basketball fan.
So there's something wrong with you. You also feel that Magic might be the greatest player of all time. There's something wrong with you, Dave.
It's a tough matchup. It's a matchup nightmare for a lot of people.
I can hear Celtics fans yelling through the podcast right now.
I mean, like, Michael
I have
Jordan's probably
respect
the greatest
for
known
them.
basketball player. I'll say that. I think Magic is.
Magic Johnson defeated the greatest opponent out of all of them.
AIDS.
AIDS.
Well, HIV.
Undefeated.
He's never gotten AIDS.
Undefeated against HIV. That's
Can't
true.
even find it in his body.
Right.
He just sleeps on money.
Sleeps on money. That's it.
They say that's the cure, actually.
So to step, that's really it. So to step again outside of my Celtics fanhood and just as a basketball fan, we've talked a lot about the NBA Finals tonight, obviously, and over the past few days, I've had a lot of conversations, and it started to dawn on me. Steph Curry might be in the best 3-year stretch in basketball history, which sounds crazy.
Hall of Famer already.
You got to win this chip.
No, I think he is. I think he's already a Hall of Famer.
There's a lot of one-ring people that haven't won.
Yeah, but he's also been to another one. They had the most wins in the regular season.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you think just because you win 2 championships, you're a Hall of Famer?
Not just 2 chips, but...
Like, do you think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer? Not to bring it back
in
to
the
football.
NFL, yeah, probably.
In the NFL, he is.
Because he's not that great.
Same
Not
thing
first
with
ballot, but
Roethlisberger too.
He'll
Roethlisberger is a better quarterback than Eli is.
No, I'm just
been
saying,
to
but
3.
that's the comparison.
Yeah, been to 3, 1-2. Eli with his game streak. He'll have the second longest consecutive starts full time.
You think he gets a bump because of who he beat? Too?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, well,
because he
winning
beat the Patriots
and
twice.
undefeated season. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, undefeated season.
Yeah, that's
Like
it.
that bumps him up.
Yeah, because it's like a bigger spot. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely.
Also,
Especially
he's
in the
been
field.
to like 2 Super Bowls and won both of them. So
Right, he's 2-0. Yeah. So yeah, I would say, and he's got a play in each one. Like, he's a part of it.
Like, obviously, if you win 1, it doesn't guarantee you a Super Bowl. Or
I think 2 gets
Hall
you
of
in.
Fame, but
Two gets you
2,
in. 2 and longevity. Like, he's gonna.
you have to be good. Like,
right.
do you think Klay Thompson's going to be a Hall of Famer?
No.
Or like Draymond Green?
No, not at all.
See, but you're speaking from a personal dislike.
Zaza
He's actually
Pachulia?
a really good player.
Zaza Pachulia, not a Hall of Famer.
Not a Hall of Famer.
He's also only been there for 1 of them.
Yes.
He wasn't there last year.
Bogut was with the other one, I think.
Yeah. All right, not to hijack your point. Go
Yeah,
on.
no problem. But if you go back,
I haven't
2 years
looked
ago,
at
2-3 years ago?
3-year periods. So
right? Yeah, I don't have a ton of 3-year
Examples?
history on this, but if you just kind of look at what he has done in 3 years, starting in 2012, 5 years ago, or 4 seasons ago, I should say, he has the number 5, the number 3, the number 2, and the number 1 rankings on the top 5 3-pointers made in a season.
that's kind of a crazy stat.
He owns 1, 2, 3, and 5. Number 4 is held by
Ray Allen? Reggie Miller?
I'm watching.
You don't have a guess?
Fuck no.
Klay Thompson.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah.
Splash Brother.
The same year that Steph Curry, no one before has gone over 273 pointers. Ray Allen had the record at 269.
Yeah.
Ray Allen's now been bumped down to 6 on the all-time list. Steph Curry had 272 in 2012. He had 286 in 2014. He had 324 this year, right?
Yeah.
And last year, he had 402 three-pointers.
Jesus.
402 three-pointers. No one in the history of basketball has made more than 270. And he had 130 more than that. 133, actually, more than the record. That is the record. That is half the record again. He had the record 1.5 times, which is crazy.
Now, isn't that plays into the point that you brought up earlier today, is that you really don't need that ridiculous rebounder underneath the hoop anymore.
I've heard that. Yeah, I think someone on EEI was talking about that, about, Steph Curry pulled down 13 rebounds last night. And the game is changing so much. I think it was Glenn Ordway who was a big time. Oh, they're shooting threes now. The game has changed. The game has changed.
I fucking can't stand that shit.
I don't like Glenn either, but
it is a good point. It is a good point.
Avery Bradley led the Celtics in rebounds, right? Rajon Rondo is a good rebounder for a point guard. Russell Westbrook averaged double-digit rebounds this year as a point guard. There's more three-point shots being taken right now than there ever has been in the NBA, league-wide.
Yeah, they're all guards.
They're all guards.
That's what I'm saying. You can still have a big man who rebounds, though.
But what the point is that with more three-point shots being made or taken, there's longer rebounds. So a guy like Tristan Thompson has been totally invisible this series because the Warriors shoot three-pointers at a surplus higher than most teams.
So what if you just train your big man not to sit that far under the hoop?
That's why a guy like Kevin Love still does well. Like, he had 21 rebounds.
Because he's not that far under the hoop.
Right. He plays mid-range.
And he's going to get those rebounds over guards if he's in the same position. You know what I mean?
Right. So that having a 7-footer down on the block, being like, you better hope that he snags it before it goes.
Which is why
17 feet out.
The Celtics should trade for Porzingis because he's the kind of guy that doesn't sit under the block.
That's true. But to get back to Steph Curry, right? Incredible 4-year stretch. He broke the record 4 straight years, which is just insane. He broke it and then broke it and then broke it again, and then fell just short of the.
Is your argument 3-year stretches though?
It's 3 years.
Or is it 4 years?
Well, we'll say
because
3.
There's one big hurdle for the greatest 3-year stretch of all time, and that's that Jordan has 2 3-peats.
He has 2 3-peats, which is tough to beat.
Yeah,
but Steph Curry has 73-9.
That is
better regular season record.
But who did he beat?
The Jordans.
Yeah,
72
who had the record.
Right.
So
he's beaten that.
Yeah,
he was. I believe they were like 18 minutes away from winning.
And did Jordan win the championship then?
He did win it that year.
Yeah,
he did.
And Curry lost it.
Right, he lost it.
I mean,
in the they blew a 3-1 lead.
They blew a 3-1 lead.
Patriots went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl. It happens.
What I'm saying is you can't say that they had the greatest 3-year stretch during 07 season. You could say it maybe.
I would say.
Actually, it's hard to say when the Patriots had a good 3-year stretch because the years they won 3 and 4 years.
Right.
There was a year there where they didn't
make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. They're probably in their best 3-year stretch right now.
I would say so.
Beating the Seahawks, losing to the Broncos, beating the Falcons.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that Steph Curry's individual, not team success, either. Back-to-back MVP, only unanimous MVP. Right.
That's a big one.
Right. A part of Jesus.
Winning 2. He's going to win 2 and go to 3.
He's going to have the most wins in the regular season and have probably the only sweep through the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decked out resume.
It's at least up there with Jordan.
Right. I mean, you can make an argument like what's better, 3 out of 3. I think Jordan won 2 MVPs, which I think the same thing.
But not a unanimous?
Not a unanimous.
Yeah.
Curry's the only unanimous.
Yeah.
And Curry's been breaking a scoring record every year that he's done it.
A 3-point record.
3-point record. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
Jordan's never going to break a score. Well, he didn't.
Right. Like, he has the highest career average points per game, but that's his only scoring-related record that he owns.
Yeah.
So, I'm not mad at Steph Curry. There's probably, there's always some guy that I really like that's not a Boston sports athlete.
I like Steph Curry, actually.
Yeah, no,
I think
so do I.
he's so fucking likable.
I actually like almost all of the Warriors.
For a while, they got annoying to me. Like, where I was sort of like, okay, all right, shut up. Like, everyone shut up.
They just don't annoy me like LeBron does.
No, they don't annoy me like LeBron.
Because they don't. I feel like they don't rub
party
it
too much.
I feel like they don't rub it in your face though.
No, but
they get
do
excited.
Yeah. It felt a little too college, like March Madness tournament every time they played. Like
but how old are all
January, they're young. They're really
Even
young.
though they're so good, for some reason, to me, I still see them as those underdogs. Like when the first time they won the championship, it was like this scrappy fucking Warriors team out of nowhere.
Yeah, like
these Splash Brothers.
The
They're just way more likable than LeBron.
They absolutely are.
There's no 34-year-old like reminding them, "Hey guys, like I'm on my way out. Hurry up with this."
Right. Yeah.
It's like, let's have fun and win.
So funny
that's what KD had written on his shoes too. Like,
even
let's
though
just
I
have fun.
disagree with Kevin Durant what he did, like I'm happy for him. Like go get it, man. You know, whatever.
Right.
Get your champion.
And I like the fact that he's showing up in these finals too.
He's playing.
Like,
he's
like,
actually.
like
he's not just like if he was only doing like 15 points and
right.
Like,
I think
five
that's
rebounds.
a big difference in the whole situation too. Is like if he just showed up and like let the Warriors win a championship,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then that would be really bum of him. But the fact that he's the best player on the court right now for them, I think.
What doesn't
really
look good though is if you compare how he looked when he was on Oklahoma City, like how he played, to how he's playing now, like right. I think he's having way more fun now. Like,
I think so. That's what, he had it written on his shoes the other night. Let's just have fun.
Yeah,
and I think it's all there. And then also, have you seen the thing where Steph Curry steps and like sticks his leg way far out? He does like this weird thing. I can't do it while I'm here, but he kind of does this walk, like he's stretching, like you know how you put your foot out.
Yeah.
So he does that, like so he hit this big.
Is that like his? Is that his like?
It's sort of like
his LeBron thing.
It's sort of. So he does that. I was informed today that the reason why he does that is because I have a couple pairs of his shoes that actually have it on there where it says a quote from his favorite quote from the Bible where it says, "I can do all things through the power of God," but it doesn't say through the power of God. It just says, "I can do all things." ... That's his way of like showing it. So he walks and he kind of does a stretch. So he like touches it and like shows it or whatever. So like that's his way of like sending his message out.
He's been getting a lot of love for his new shoes.
His new ones are nice.
Yeah,
he had some hot shoes and really not hot.
He got a lot of shit for those like Curry 3s or Curry 2s.
The low top Curry 2s at the end, like the end
the
wave
dad
of
shoes.
Oh god, the nursing shoes.
I'm mowing my lawn this morning. Shoes. These are the shoes I put on when I mow my lawn.
That was brutal. Yeah, some of those are bad. I have a couple of the Curry 2s, but the high top ones, like the All Star ones, and I like those. I like Steph Curry a lot.
So better than the Baller brand.
Better than the Baller brand.
Definitely better. Also, Under Armour athlete, who I always like Under Armour athletes.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
What's funny about him is he always feels like he gets like as much as like he's lovable. He has the shittiest fucking commercials out of anybody. Like his commercials always make him look weird.
He also looks 5.
Yeah, he looks weird in his commercials.
He looks like a toddler.
He looks like a kid. he looks.
He
also I feel like they should play that up almost.
Well, it's kind of like how you talk about you talk about how what's why Isaiah looks so young.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's that
like,
thing when you
like
just
9,
when you put him on a commercial, you're like, oh my god, he looks like he's
such
12.
a child. Yeah.
And his, you know what it is? It's his eyes and his smile.
Yeah.
And that sounds really bad as a
like every time he has
really
his daughter,
weird beard guy, but you know,
every time he has his daughter on.
Oh yeah, it's
at
adorable.
the press conference,
it's adorable.
I'm always like, he can't have a daughter.
Right, yeah.
He's like 12.
Yep. I love everything about him. I love that him and his wife are really public, like, and they're out there, but they're like, they get along. Like, there's no drama there.
Also, hasn't he been with his wife since like
high school? High school sweethearts. Fucking his kids are adorable. Everything about him. He's a religious guy, which I'm not, but I totally respect his right to whatever. Like, everything about him is just so fucking likable. I love the fact that he does the fucking.
He's quiet
from the tunnel shot. You know, what I mean, to get the crowd going, and also, and it's just like he's so much fun to watch. Like, and a lot of people saying he double dribbled on that. You see that where he put. It's that's a little.
I can call it travel on LeBron literally every game.
Right,
like literally every game.
And the thing is with that double dribble that a lot of people don't know is he didn't cup it.
He did make it look like he was going to shoot.
Yeah, he touched it and then like so he kind of like.
But he kind of like.
It's quicker than the freeze frame.
It's almost like he like realized he was going to double dribble, so he just kind of was like, nah.
He took it and then put it back. Yeah, then just and you can't cross hands with your hands, but it's like whatever. That wasn't that bad. But yeah, Steph Curry definitely I want to give a shout out to because he's definitely my favorite non-Boston related athlete right now. And I did an article for one of the websites I was working for before about Russell Westbrook didn't get snubbed by not making the All-Star team because Steph Curry still exists. Like he's leading, he had the best record in the West. He's a starting point guard on that team. He's a reigning MVP. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of reasons why Steph Curry is an all-star, not all-pro, because it's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
a lot of people don't like Russell Westbrook either.
Right. A lot of people don't. So that's why when you go to All NBA, sure, Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? Like
Russell Westbrook is kind of like
he's one of the top two guards.
He's kind of a douche.
He is. He's sort of like a
him in Durant's fashion.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's kind of got diva qualities, Russell Westbrook.
He does. And it's just sort of, I don't like he kind of has Marshawn Lynch in him, but kind of like a-hole about it too.
He's a weird guy.
He's a weird dude. Yeah. I mean,
Steph Curry definitely more likable.
The next Kobe?
No.
He could be going to L.A.
Could be going to L.A. Kobe was never like that.
I've always found, because I think it has to do with the fact that I'm a Celtics fan, but when I watch him, I always feel like he's smug.
Yeah.
Well, Kobe was great. I mean,
yeah, he was a little smug. I don't mind.
That's
but
just
that was
me. I just threw that out there just to kind of tease you.
Yeah,
to me,
that's true. Yeah,
Paul Pierce was Steph Curry to Kobe's Russell Westbrook. Like Paul Pierce always had that. I liked Paul. He always seemed more likable to me.
He always looked like he was having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Right. He
always looked like he's having a good time.
Because he has that. Paul Pierce has that kind of like. He looks like a guy I could see on the street. You know what I mean?
Fucking meat tubes.
Those meat tubes. He's the most unathletic, athletic person I've ever seen in my life.
Bringing that back. All right, let's go to closing time.
Closing time, nerds.
All right. I'll go first. How about that? We just had like a very silent conversation. Make it like who wants to go first? I bought Friday the 13th. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
The game?
Yeah,
Yes. Have you heard about it?
The video game.
Yes, I listened to #dork.
Yeah. It's kind of like playing with your own poop.
I heard it's kind of crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, to quote Ryan Davey from the Dork podcast, he says,
#dork.
Kind of like when you're a kid and you're playing with your own poop.
You're playing with poop?
And you're playing with poop, and Keith's like, what? No, I don't know that. And he says, well, let me explain something to you. When you have kids, you'll understand, or whatever. He says, it's like you're having fun, but you still know you're playing with shit.
So it's not a good game?
It's a really good game. It's just
their servers suck.
The servers are awful. It was
who made it?
It's an indie game.
They didn't expect that many people.
Yeah, it's an indie game that started on Kickstarter. They got it out. They pushed it back for a long time, and now that they finally had some pressure to put it out,
isn't it like
they put
8
it out
on
and it's
1?
like not ready. The game's not ready.
Yeah,
it's 7 on 1.
7 on
It's
1.
an 8-man lobby. One person's randomly Jason. The other 7 people are camp counselors. Really cool detail about the game. If you can find walkie-talkies, and whoever finds a walkie-talkie, you can talk to the whole time, right?
All right.
If you don't have a walkie-talkie, you can only talk to each other on the headsets even when you're close.
Yeah.
Proximity voice.
Like
when I used to play Halo, you'd like sneak up behind someone before you would come, be like, "You're mine, motherfucker," and they could hear it,
right?
Because they have proximity hearing in Halo,
right? So this is pretty cool because there's a few ways to escape. Like you can take a boat and get out. You can take a car and get out.
Can you kill Jason?
You can, but I've never seen it done. So it's very hard to do. Like he is just
so you can't just like all meet up and just try and fucking attack him.
You can. I just haven't seen it. But supposedly,
is it hard to all meet up?
Yes, because you can't hear each other unless you're near each other.
Is it a big map?
Yes.
Huh.
I'm not massive. I'm just not like Fallout
or anything. Is it scary?
It's pretty creepy.
Is it creepy when you're like by yourself?
You're by yourself,
yeah.
and like I was in a room, right?
Yeah.
So the deal is like with the boat and the car or whatever, you can get keys. Like you find keys, like you can run into houses.
So they're not just ready to go. You have to go.
You gotta get gas, a battery, and keys, right? And then the boat's the same thing. Like fuel, keys, and a motor or whatever, an oar or something. So I had keys, and I know a woman that had gas.
Did you have a walkie-talkie?
No, but we're in the same room.
All right.
But the problem is that proximity voice also works with Jason.
So he
can hear you and he can talk to you too. Like, hey, I'm fucking right behind you or whatever. Right? So I heard him.
What is this on?
It's on both PS4 and Xbox. And
it's
computer.
on
it's
console.
On Steam. Yeah, it's on
I only
Steam, too.
thought it was on computer.
No. You just gotta buy it on.
This I might have to buy this.
It's a fun fucking game. So then
they'll get those servers probably.
They're already working on patches and everything for it.
Like, I'm not really worried about that.
Couple weeks, it'll be good. And during the summer,
give it a couple weeks. Yeah,
during the summer they have a campaign mode that they're going to add to the game too.
Oh, nice.
So it's $40, which is a little steep up front for a game that isn't ready.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but could be worth it. And it's
well, it's still that's technically still considered a budget title anyway.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But really creepy moment. I was playing. I had keys. She had gas. I'm in the house. All of a sudden, I see Jason's name pop up on the screen that he just made a noise, like he coughed or something. Right. Just like he tried to be quiet.
Oh, like his mic thing.
His mic shows up. Right. So I see his username. I'm like, oh fuck, he's close. So I just lay under a bed. Like you can just go under a bed, and I'm laying there. And then I hear the girl that has the gas who's in the kitchen. We're kind of holding fort in this house or whatever, waiting for someone else to run by. So be like, hey, do you have the fucking battery? Yeah. Whatever, you know. And all of a sudden I hear Jason come in the house, kill her. And I'm like, oh my God, he's in the house or whatever, right? And he says, I hear MJ, my buddy, go, I know there's someone else in here. And I was just like, I'm sitting, I'm like, oh my God, and I'm just so scared, and he's just walking, and I'm underneath the bed, and he just he's walking around the room. He's like, damn, I swear there's two people in here, and then just keeps walking, and you're kind of you're used to kind of just talking to yourself, so you forget people can hear you, so you're kind of oh shit, I know there's a second guy in here somewhere, and you're just mumbling to yourself or whatever out loud, and I was like, I was so scared. It's an awesome game. It's so much fucking fun. It's just the servers really bring it down right now. So I'm kind of I will check it out again in a couple weeks.
I thought that story was going to be we were in there and she didn't know Jason was in there, and she was going to be like, what are you doing under that bed?
Yeah, what are you doing under that bed, weirdo? Yeah. And I've actually started LARPing this game, so I'm just hiding under some woman's bed. Just live action role playing Friday the 13th. I'm just going to go to someone's random house.
I might have to get that.
Check it out. It's really good.
Have you won?
I have won. I've gotten away, and I've killed everybody.
You sick fuck.
Yeah, I've done both. So it's fun. What do you got?
Yesterday, Mr. Dawson and I, David Dawson,
that's me,
went to Live from the Spare Time in Groton, Connecticut, which is a bowling alley in Groton, Connecticut.
My hometown.
We went and watched Live Pass the Effin' Popcorn podcast.
Yes, sir.
It is he was doing it as a podcast. Now it's like a Facebook Live thingy. He does it once a month, twice a month.
Show.
Yeah, it's more of an internet show and on YouTube. Hosted by Chad Dizzle Davis.
Yep.
And Liz Reed. And we got to hang out with Chad a little bit before we went out there, before they went out there and did it, and we ended up I ended up being a part of it at one point.
Yeah.
A little more than I thought I was going to be. He had a panel of guests. They discussed Wonder Woman.
Right.
And he had his female host, Liz Reed, and another female, believe her name was Sarah.
Yeah.
And Liz did not like the movie.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Right.
And I haven't seen it. I'm going to go see it on Tuesday, $5 Tuesday.
All women loved Wonder Woman.
She came at it from a very different point of view than I thought she would. She thought it wasn't as...
thought it wasn't feminist enough.
Yeah, and then also she didn't like the fact that when she walked into a room, everybody was like, oh my God, look at her. And she thought that was because of her beauty.
Yeah,
I
she
haven't
thought they
seen
still
it
kind
yet.
of objectified her.
So I don't...
By the way, is it Gal Gadot? Is that the...
Yeah.
That bitch is cool as fuck. Do you know she was in the Israeli army?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
She's Israeli, and by law in Israel, you have to serve in the military.
Right.
But who gives a fuck? That's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
she's
cool.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She was.
So
Good.
But my whole thought on it was, and I didn't say it because and later on I started getting more vocal, but initially I was like, I don't want to say too much. But if you look at the history of Wonder Woman and how it was created, the guy created it from BDSM, like chains, whips. That's why she looks and acts the way she is, why she's such a dominant female.
Yeah.
And
so she has a rope that she fucking ties you up with?
Yes. So
I did not know this, but now it all clicks.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it all
to
makes
not
sense, yeah.
and it was also, she's physically based upon this writer, the guy that wrote her, was married, had a wife, but also had a live-in lover, and they had a dungeon, and they had all this stuff, and that's what he based it off of. So knowing all that, and then for her to be like, it's not feminist enough. I'm like, I mean, you got a female director, female lead, and it's a comic book movie that was actually
has to be
great.
A female lead.
Well, I know, but my point.
We could go.
Yes, it has Wonder Woman. It has woman in it. I get that, but it was a really good time. We had a really good time talking about it. Listening.
It was awesome. I hope to. He said that at some point maybe try and get us on his show.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So you might be able to check us out there.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
And he had guests on a panel of 4, 3 comedians: Peter, Angelo. Brian, I cannot.
Yeah, I don't know his last name either. I think it's Bragonier.
Yeah. Joe Reddington, and this is the guy I got teamed up with during the show and had to try to save my own life. Josh, the Freight Train Diekman. He's an MMA Bellator heavyweight, and I initially gave him the wrong answer to a question because Dave and I were like, oh, look at our phones, and they were
fed him some bad info.
Yeah, they were going by domestic, not worldwide.
Oh, box office.
Yeah.
So when I gave him the full worldwide, I was way off.
Way over.
It was like 400 million. I was like, dude, 400 million.
They're guessing like 150, 151. I'm gonna go 151.01 on you, right? And then he's up. So I'm looking. I'm like, dude, it's 415. I'm like, just tell him 400. Tell him 400. Yeah. He's like, hey, Joe, 400. Right? He's like, 400. And at first he says, like, I don't know, I'll say 155. And they're like, you sure? And he's like, 400. 400. We'll do 400. And then he's like, no, don't do that. Don't listen to him. Like, they're like, just stick with your original guess. You're right. It was, 155.8 or whatever.
He's like, look at this idiot over here.
He's like, why are you fucking telling me 400?
Yeah. Like, I was like,
I was trying to get his ass
He's not safe. He's not safe.
Superman punched right in the crowd.
Oh, God. And then...
how's that for your effing popcorn?
Yeah. So then later on, I had to go up and they were like, you had to use one word to describe a famous actor.
Yeah.
And I got Jim Carrey. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, a lot of his stuff is like...
goofy.
Well, all I said was mask. Like, they said one word. So the guy before
they have to try and guess who it is?
Yeah.
He has to give a hint.
I have one word hint. I can't do anything, like one word.
Right.
And the guy before me said...
Yeah,
like he made a sound and it was Tim Allen.
Right.
And I was going to say Tool Time.
Grinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Grinch,
but this is also a guy, after talking to him and listening to him,
no movie culture.
He hasn't watched a movie probably in 10 years.
Right.
Well, he's too busy,
beating the shit out of people.
Being the freight train.
Getting choked out in a fucking rear choke.
rear naked choke.
Yeah.
And a guillotine.
Yeah.
But he...
0-3 in 2016. I didn't say it. I just...
Wow.
Just the fact.
Yeah. I'm not going
there. Hey, don't let facts get in the way of BS.
Yes,
and he also... he's originally... From Westerly, Rhode Island.
Right, which the host kept saying, Westerly, Connecticut, and he was like, Westerly's in Rhode Island, dumbass. And then and he looked at his paper, and he's like, I actually wrote Westerly, Connecticut on my notes. I can't even back that up.
He may have gone 0-3 in 2016.
Yeah.
but he would go 3-0 against me.
Right.
Yeah,
You
oh,
go
no.
3-0 against this room.
If we stacked on top of each other like those cartoons,
Yeah.
Right.
and put like a big trench coat on,
Yeah.
it would be like a freight train,
Right.
like
Yeah.
a physical freight,
freight
like
train,
a
right.
real train.
That
No,
would
like
be
so
it.
everybody brought like giveaway stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the different comedians brought like, oh hey, one guy brought a Nomar statue, which Dave actually took home.
I wound up with, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So one of the so they asked him, and he's like, and he just takes one of the comedian's hats. And
He
he's
takes
like,
the guy next
I
to
got
him.
a hat.
brought this
and,
hat.
and the comedian just sits there like just sad puppy face. He's like, really?
I really like that hat.
Well, no, he's just like, really? Like you had to pick the one guy that in the room. Like, he goes, I'm intimidating for a comedian. I got tattoos. I'm big. He goes, he's gonna kill me.
He's
I
like,
can't.
Chad, that's my problem with this. You picked 3 comedians. If we stuck with all comedians, I would have been fine. I'd be pissed at this guy, and I'd take my fucking hat back.
He goes, I'm not
This guy's
doing
gonna kill
nothing.
me. Yeah.
So later on, I ended up. I said the mask. He guessed it right. I was like, thank God.
We're even.
And then later on, there was a guess. Like you had to guess which Emma it was, and it was either Stone,
Thompson or Roberts.
and I was like, and I forgot what La La Land. And I was like, Stone. And then the host is like,
No help from the crowd.
no help from the crowd. And I was like, I'm trying not to get my ass beat. And he was just like, Stone. What he's like,
It's so
Stone.
funny because right away they're like, which Emma starred in La La Land? And he's like, oh, fucking. Or he's like, because he has no idea, right? So he's like, oh, fucking. And Aaron just, Stone! He's like, Stone. Or whatever. And then they're like, no help from the crowd. He's like, I was going to say Stone.
and then he like, after he gets it, he's like, he winks and
winks
points.
at Aaron like, we're good.
And I was like, yeah, no, I don't have to get my ass beat in the parking lot.
that was funny.
Yeah.
That was a good time. It was an awesome show. I stayed for as long as I did with the show because I was really interested to see how they held a live podcast. I've never been to one before.
Yeah.
And how they engage the crowd. And is it just people that go and sit and like if we just had 15 people sitting
Was
in
there a
front
good
of us,
amount of people there?
There was a good 20 people, 25 people.
Yeah, something like that.
And they were all sitting around it, or were they bowling?
No. It was in the bar.
Oh, all right.
So there's the bar, and there's like up in the front, like you have the bar to the left.
It was like a karaoke screen. And shit.
yeah,
Like,
and
you know,
that's all it was. You know, it's essentially where you would do karaoke. They have a little,
They have 4
essentially a
chairs
board,
lined up
a
right in
massive board compared to what we're using, but
Right, yeah.
they have a board and everything, and
Right.
they had it all set up. It was pretty nice.
So it's something I definitely want to talk to Chad about. He, like you said, he might have us on his, and I think at some point we would like to bring him on too, and also have him come shoot
yeah,
the shit with us
he
for a little
also
bit.
said Nomar was from the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Yeah,
and
you
we're
sure?
like,
Yeah, really? No.
and then some.
Dodgers,
I
right?
didn't play for the yeah, right.
He meant the Dodgers.
No, I don't think he knew.
No, I'm sure he meant the Dodgers.
No, Chad,
Joe's got his back.
I've never met this guy before, but I'm almost positive he
They
meant
have
the Dodgers.
pinstripes, kind of.
Kind of. You know, they're one of those
They're
old
like
timey.
Blue and gray. That's like
they-
the same.
They were
almost.
originally in New York.
He came out when he gave me the statue because what's cool too is that like you said, every person brings something they don't want. Basically, right, and then they just say,
Yeah,
"Here, you can have
DVDs.
it." It's like old DVDs. It was like a
Poster
What
for,
was
like-
it? The Preacher's Wife or something? No, not the Preacher's Wife.
Oh no,
Steve
it was
Martin.
Steve Martin's movie. Something 2. It was like the second one. It was a
like,
horrible. version.
The Father's Bride. Or
Father
of the Bride. Father of the Bride 2.
2.
And on DVD, whatever he says, hey, it was either this or Caddyshack.
No, it was on VHS.
On VHS.
It was on VHS.
Yeah, he had a VHS of it. He says, either that or my Caddyshack, and I'm not giving you guys Caddyshack. So like, I'm here, you get Father of the Bride 2 on VHS. So one guy had this little Nomar statue. It's from, I think it's like Upper Decks specialty, like whatever.
It looks like him too. It's good.
Yeah, it's a really nice thing. So what's weird is that they do this little competition with the people in the crowd, and then the winning guest on the show, whoever has the most points, the person that he was paired up with wins the gift.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we
so
didn't
get all
win.
the stuff. So we didn't win. So I went up to say bye to Chad, and I was like, "Hey, Chad," I said, "By the way, man, I really wanted that Nomar thing. That's pretty cool." And he just turns and says, "You want this? Here," and takes it out of the bag from the winner. Right? He said, "Here, it's yours." And I'm like, "No, man." I said, "It's theirs." And then she's like, "No, they're Yankees fans." So then I'm like, "Are you sure?" And then the lady was there, and the husband wasn't the guy that actually won. And she says, "This is Joe's to give away, not mine." And I'm like, "Oh no!" I said, "Don't worry about it." And Chad goes, "He's a Yankee fan. He's not going to want this. Here, you can take it or whatever." I was like, all right, well, thank you so much, I guess, like whatever. But it was actually, it's pretty cool. But it was an awesome show. It was really like eye opening for me to be able to like, or for us, you know what I mean? Like, being
Yeah,
there.
I think it's like I've seen Kevin Smith do live podcasts.
Yeah,
and it's a little different because obviously, and I even said to Chad, like it's not that it's him; it's just the fact that Kevin Smith is Kevin Smith,
right?
And we are who we are,
right?
We have 1,000 friends on Facebook. Kevin Smith has millions of fans around the world.
Right. Like,
it's a little different.
He's friends with famous people.
We're
he has
not.
Yeah.
millions of friends.
But
we're not.
Yeah, we're gonna try to work something out with him too. And also, I think us doing a live show as a possibility, became a little bit like easier to wrap my mind around. You know what I mean? Like seeing it, and supposedly they have all the equipment. Yeah, that you just plug up to their stuff and you're good to go. Like they have mics, they have.
You have to keep it clean there.
No,
they swore.
They swore.
And there were potheads drinking, whatever. I knew it was like.
Yeah, they were talking about smoking weed and drinking and shit.
Yeah, no, you're in a bar and it's 21 and up. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
yeah.
Because
I
was gonna say
I don't
like
think
don't.
I am trained for keeping clean yet.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say let's not invite like our parents.
Right.
Unless they know ahead of time.
My parents would probably want to come.
Yeah, my dad. Same here. Yeah.
I think my dad and stepmom would show.
All right, I have to break to the bathroom. So
okay.
Aaron,
I also just wanted to say one last thing. We're going to Comic-Con on Saturday. We're gonna go check it out. I've been to Comic-Cons. Dave has not. I've been to New York. I've been to Rhode Island. I've been to Comic-Con a couple times.
Nice.
Terrific Con last year.
It has nothing to do with communists. I
Not
thought it
at
was
all.
Commies.
It's just the way they spell it.
Right.
So
instead of
it's just like comic on with two ends.
Yeah, they just put two ends on the end of it because
like
we're in
dirty
Connecticut.
Russian commies.
It's like the only other thing you ever see put two ends on other than UConn.
Right.
That's it.
Also true.
Like Central Connecticut, they never put like it's Central Con. They don't do that.
That's true.
Anyway,
yeah, I
Dave,
can't wait for that.
Go.
All right,
Joe. What do you got?
We're going from your podcast that you went to my podcast. I did a fantasy football podcast,
Which I enjoyed, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And my closing time is just kind of plugging it, I
There
guess.
you go for it.
So I'm going to be putting out another one most likely on Tuesday. And I just wanted to have you guys you can go back and listen to it. It is called Joe's Fantasy Field Goal. I talked about not drafting a quarterback in the first round.
Hold on real quick.
I need to draft Aaron Rodgers in the first round.
You don't draft Aaron Rodgers.
You don't draft Aaron Rodgers in the first round? No?
I've been arguing with everybody lately. You've been defending all the things I hate. I'm fighting everybody. Why would you not? Like, why is running back 8 not better than the best quarterback in the league?
Here's why. Because, all right, it's not about the fact that running back 8, like Aaron Rodgers is going to put up more points than running back 8.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, where you took Aaron Rodgers, like I'll take. The thing is, if you take Aaron Rodgers in the first round, it's probably more like running back 5.
Right. Yeah.
So let's say it's DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
I'll get DeMarco Murray, and on the comeback around, I'll get Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like another good wide receiver, good running back. You take Aaron Rodgers in DeMarco Murray's spot. On the comeback around, now your running back is going to be... at that point, it's probably like Jay Ajayi or Jordan Howard.
Right, yeah.
DeMarco, the drop-off between... And you don't have a wide receiver now. Mm-hmm. So your next wide receiver is not going to be till way later.
Right.
What's a late wide receiver?
But see, I think wide receivers are a dime a dozen.
You might get T.Y. Hilton, probably not, but like way later. So you'll be lucky. That'll be a great team if that happens, but it's probably not going to.
Right.
So you're taking a hit on wide receiver because that's if you take a running back. If you take a wide receiver with your first pick, with your second pick, I'm saying, then you're waiting way long on running back.
Right.
Which is there's not a lot.
Risky game, right? Yeah.
The drop-off between where I'm taking, like, Jordy Nelson and what you would get at wide receiver is more significant to me than the drop-off of Aaron Rodgers and someone I could not draft.
Okay, so Rob Gronkowski, with that logic, Rob Gronkowski should be a first-round pick because the drop-off to the second tight end is a lot. There's the biggest disparity between tight ends.
He has been, but there's also I told everyone to wait on tight end too.
Yeah.
Because unless you're getting Gronk or Jordan Howard or Jordan Reed,
Right.
the rest is a crapshoot.
Right.
So I can get a tight end 1
Round,
with the
round,
last pick
right, yeah,
because who knows who's going to be a tight end 1?
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say I picked up the kid from Tennessee last year, I think on a waiver wire.
Delaney Walker.
Yeah.
And he was very serviceable.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's a top 10.
Cameron Brate was a top 10 tight end, and no one drafted him.
Right.
He was unknown, like pretty much at the start of the year. Yeah. So I could wait and get a good tight end instead of wasting where I could have taken a good wide receiver or good running back.
Right.
That's the only reason.
I get you. Yeah, I've always felt like
the best quarterback on the board is not worth as much as you think he is.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm in a keeper league too, so my mentality is a little different because a lot of guys are already kept.
Keeper leagues are different.
Right. It's a different animal.
If you're in a 1 quarterback league, and 2 quarterback leagues are different.
Right. Oh yeah. Each set of rules you start to finagle
I'm
with
talking about the standard kind of league you have
PPR,
with 1 quarterback.
Right. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a flex.
You can most people, like, I stream my quarterback a lot of times where it's just like, I'll go into the waiver wire, who has a good matchup? Phillip Rivers is on the waiver wire and he's playing the Browns. I'll play Phillip Rivers this week.
I have Brady. Let me get some insight from you. I have Brady for a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Which I've had for a while now.
Yeah.
The year that he was going to get suspended but didn't. He won the appeal 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Whatever. Got him in the 5th round. That's a keep for me.
Who else do you have?
I have Jordy Nelson with the 3rd round.
All right.
And
that's a 1 round better value than Jordy Nelson is, really. Mm-hmm. So he's been going for like a 2nd round pick.
And I have Will Fuller and Giovanni Bernard as my 15th and 16th round because they're rookie exemptions. I don't love Giovanni Bernard there right now.
No, they have Joe Mixon.
They have Joe Mixon and Jeremy Hill in the contract year. Like, it's a lot. And I have Latavius Murray, who's a 2nd round.
That's way too high.
I don't like him in Minnesota anymore.
It's still way. Yeah, I don't take Latavius Murray the 2nd.
So I'm going to let him go. I'm going to try to get Marshawn with the 5th pick.
For you, Brady at 5 is probably your best option. Right. I agree with you.
I'm keeping Brady and Nelson. I'm keeping them both.
Oh, you get to keep 2?
I'm going to keep them both. Yeah, those are my keepers.
Oh, yeah. Then those are the smartest ones. Because you get a value. Jordy Nelson is technically a value.
Right.
And Brady, I think that's right around where Brady's going, actually.
Yeah,
so
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Right. And especially what's tough is in our league because
and you don't have
Rodgers and everyone else is kept.
Yeah.
So to get Brady.
Is it a 2 quarterback league or 1? Yeah,
1.
Brady's. I mean,
yeah.
You don't really have anyone else that's really worth.
No, not really. No, I don't.
Not for the value that, like,
right.
If you had gotten Latavius Murray and
I think
an exemption,
I think I have Matt Forte at 10.
I'm not high.
I don't love that either.
I'm not high on Matt Forte this year.
I liked him when I got him last year. I was like, as a horse, like he was going to get, because also in our league you get 0.3 points per touch.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
I think he's going to be splitting. I think he's going to be splitting a lot more carries with Bilal Powell this year.
I think so too.
See, what I did last year was I drafted Rodgers 1st round, and then literally the last round of the draft, I drafted Blake Bortles.
I
just kept him.
Bortles is what,
I literally just kept him until my bye week.
I get that point.
The
difference between Blake and Rodgers being a last round pick and a 1st round pick is great. Because you can get a guy that's maybe 50, 60 points less scored on the season, literally 15 rounds apart from each other. Whatever.
So, insight into how this works. In my work league, which I won, Aaron Rodgers, I think, went in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
I took I'm sorry, I didn't take David Johnson. I took Mike Evans in the 1st round.
Yep.
I took DeMarco Murray in the 2nd round, and then I took another running back, Lamar Miller. No, I had 2 running backs, 2 good running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up getting Drew Brees in the 12th round.
That's a steal.
And Drew Brees is
it's a steal.
So my team was loaded at running back, and I had a stud receiver
Yeah.
Where this guy spent quarterback at 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, for most of the season, I had the same level quarterback as him.
Right.
I mean, Drew Brees has bad splits, but
Yeah.
I ended up trading Drew Brees actually for Melvin Gordon, and then traded Melvin Gordon for Jay Ajayi and a wide receiver.
In our league, since we do the 0.3 points per carry,
Yeah.
every 10 carries you get 3 points, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, even if you get 9, you get 2.7. Like it accumulates all the way through. Melvin Gordon looks real sexy because he's the guy in San Diego and San Diego only. Like that's it. So, and they got Keenan Allen, and what other wide receiver did they pick up this year? They drafted one?
They got Mike Williams? Mike
Williams?
The kid from Clemson.
Yeah, right. So they drafted one. Keenan Allen's coming back. So they're open through the air. You know what I mean? Like they're going to spread that out. That's going to leave Melvin Gordon alone.
They drafted two offensive linemen.
Right.
Guards. With another first round pick, I think, and an early second round pick.
Right. So I don't like Melvin Gordon
and
as a
there's
running
no
back.
one else in the backfield.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, like, in my league, he may just get, if he gets 30 carries, that's 9 points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's going to get a lot.
He's going to get 20 touches a game.
Insight into my league that I finished last in.
Yeah.
My league. It's a 2 quarterback league.
Yeah.
We keep one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver. And we don't do the you give up a round thing. It's just you keep them.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't cost you a round.
Yeah.
So Melvin Gordon has a chance of getting cut because the kid has Devonta Freeman too.
Oh.
So he's probably going to cut Melvin Gordon because he can only keep one of them.
Right.
I have the first pick because I suck. And I have Lamar Miller on my team.
Don't take his advice on Joe's fantasy field goal.
All right, I did really good in my other 2 leagues.
You did a caveat, yeah, right. No, I dig it.
But I have the first pick, and I have Lamar Miller. I have almost, like, we're not going to draft till, like, the last week of August.
Same.
But I'm almost positive, like, how I can predict, like, what's going to happen in our league. And I've almost already decided that Melvin Gordon is going to be my pick.
Wow, yeah.
Because it comes down to either him or Jordan Howard, and to me, Melvin Gordon is playing on a better team.
My favorite sentence in your entire podcast was sometimes opportunity is better than talent. Or the situation is better than the talent, or whatever I think it was.
Opportunity.
Sometimes opportunity is more important than talent, and I think that's 100% true when it comes to Melvin Gordon because his opportunity, it's all his.
Yeah.
No matter what. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
there's
no going backwards from there. So even if he's not that talented, he's taken the workload. So that'll be that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Trent Richardson a few years ago where he just like got 27 carries a game, got 50 yards. Like, you know what I mean, on 27 touches, everybody'd have a touchdown. So I drafted him as a rookie. I'm getting 9 points. You get 50 yards. I get another 5, so it's 14. You get 1 touchdown. I get 20 points.
In your league especially, because touches get points.
Right.
Like, Todd Gurley has more value in your league than he would because he had like 250 touches last year.
Right.
Like an insane. I mean, he was not good.
Right. We also do for quarterbacks. You get a 1/10 of a point per completion.
So Drew Brees has an added value too because they throw the ball the whole time.
Right. Brady gets a lot.
He might be down a little bit because they have AP this year, but
right. But like Brady gets those, 25, 27. So you get 2.7 points just in completions.
But anyway, if you want insight like this,
right?
But just me, Dave doesn't count.
Yeah, no,
but if you want insight like this and more, I'll give you 3 points. Joe's fantasy field goal, 3 points. Every 2 weeks for now until about August, and then it'll be every week.
Perfect.
To help you, not finish last like I did in your fantasy football league. So that's all. I just wanted to plug it, and I should have another one coming out on Tuesday.
We may have Aaron contributing with a potential little personal catch up, little short cast, solo cast,
a little bit of comic / movie kind of nerd, goofy, kind of fit into that nerd mentality with ours.
We're gonna try out some technology things here and see if we can get this to work. But he's gonna reach out to an old buddy of his, and they're gonna do a potential phone call cast, and we'll get that figured out. We don't really have all the details yet on that, but that may be coming sooner than you think. So on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you find our show, Don't be surprised if you randomly see Aaron with his own show coming up here soon. And Dave Speaks has been rebranded with a new image. I showed the guys. I haven't posted it yet, but we have a cover shot for the Dave Speaks. There hasn't really been anything I'm too passionate about right now that I need to feel like I need to harp on. So it's been kind of just be like Dave kind of reluctantly gets through 20 minutes of talking on a microphone, and it wouldn't really be like the hashtag Dave Speaks. So as soon as there's something that really grinds my gears, or
wouldn't the Celtics take Lonzo Ball instead of Markelle Fultz with the first pick?
Blow my mind. Or watching Eric Spoelstra win Coach of the Year or something like that.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen, but that might. So that would definitely do it. That would definitely induce a hashtag Dave Speaks. This has been an incredibly long podcast. Right before the show, I was like, we have nothing to talk about. This will be a quick one. Yeah. We're at 2.5 hours. So I'm going to fucking say goodnight.
Oh, good night.
I will see you guys
good night,
later.
Everybody.
Rate, review, subscribe. Go on iTunes. Go on Google Play Music. Go on every single fucking whatever place. Everywhere you can. Facebook.com/BSNerds. Twitter @BSNerds. Thank you guys for listening.